It's clobbering time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger, ready to move out.
Come get some.
It's clobbering time!
The word is given.
Clobberanimo!
Greetings. Clobberers, clobberanimos, clobberuskis, clobberoids, clobbologists, clobberians, and all who clobber, and to those who do not, one day you shall as well, as soon as you learn how to burn the rocks together, guys. Clobberanimo! We indeed. Oh my goodness, good to see you all, my dear friends. Welcome to Clobberin Times issue number 492 on YouTube, of course. 1,492 overall over the past 15 plus years. And it is Saturday Night Star Trek number 170. Voyager reviews with the most wonderful first officer in the fleet, Commander M. Briggs. Welcome, my dear friends. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight because, well, we have a lot of fun every night here, especially on our shows where you're all hanging out with us, which I guess is definitely, well, some of you are here a lot of nights, and I do appreciate you all. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to the great Scuba Pete for that super chat. You're too kind, buddy. Wow, thanks. Good. Yeah, it's good to see you, man. By the way, hope you're doing well. Of course.
And Leslie and your whole family, we love you, and thank you for the support, and thank you for the gift for Clobby. You the best, baby.
Yeah, you the man. So good to see you, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I guess we owe him something. So what should we give him? Oh, here we go.
Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Yeah. Wes Cagle. Thank you for that super chat. Getting right out the door with some super chats, and I do appreciate it. He says, Raquel, where can I get hardcover copies of your books? I usually only buy hardcover books unless I absolutely cannot really really want the book.
Ooh, okay. So there are some countries where the Amazon will not send the hard copies. So I forget which hardbacks, I forget which countries have hardbacks. I know the USA does, because when I do my book launches and I do my personal appearances, I order them from the USA and bring them here. So I wonder where you're at. And yeah, that sucks. Can you get a hold of me privately? And I can give you a list of the countries. Oh, you're in the US? Oh, okay, good, good, good. That's great. That's great. Yeah. So if you go to Amazon.com and you look up RM Briggs, and you can get a hardcover there. And the hardcover is actually cool because it's done in the same style as like a graphic novel, and it has that beautiful painting that was hand painted by Hungry Boy. So it's available there, and you can pick it up there.
There you go.
Oh,
Excellent.
Scuba Pete, thank you.
Oh, what? Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Thank you,
just
Scuba.
Scuba Pete's on it.
There you go.
He
There's a
sent
link right there.
away.
Indeed.
Brogu, I love you. You're wonderful too.
Yep, good to see you, Brogu. We're going to shout everybody out in a minute. But thank you, Scuba Feet, for putting it up there. Now we're going to turn the floor over to our wonderful first officer, Commander Briggs, and let her give us our usual opening words. So go for it, number one.
Well, thank you so much, Captain. Yeah, you know, the boss always gives me the bridge. He lets me take the floor because he knows how much all of you mean to me, and how much I want to thank you before we even get started. If you're new around here, please sit tight. It's just this is a pretty close-knit community filled with really kind and wonderful people. And I just like to tell them each and every week how they brighten up my life, and how grateful I am to them for their friendship and the other things that they do for me in my life, which I'll talk about in a minute. That's right, it's Saturday Night Star Trek. It is a mini Star Trek convention here every Saturday night on CLOBBERIN Times, because Clobby is the man. He's the grand poobah of all of geekdom. First thing I want to do is I want to thank everyone for showing up tonight. We're going to have a great time. We've got 4 great reviews tonight, and you're going to have your say, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want to thank all of the wrenches for being here. I want to thank Lord Thoth, Larry, Eric K, Chris Persia, Wagner, West Kegel, and Lisa for everything they do to promote Clobby's channel. You know, it means a lot to me that folks are supporting my friend like this. And I just want you to know that I really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I also want to send out a very special thanks to Scuba Pete, JT Cook, he is Kirok. Like legally in Michigan, he's actually Kirok. And Michael and Cassandra Beacom. Because not only are they my friends and my readers, and they're just great people, but they're just so intelligent and articulate. And they have been leaving reviews that have just blown my mind. Reviews for my short stories on Amazon and elsewhere. I just want to say you are just brilliant and kind, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to promote my stories and to get people interested and to say what you think. And I just want you to know how smart, kind, and wonderful I think you are, and how much I appreciate you. I also want to send out some love to Chris Persia's father. He's been struggling a little bit with high blood pressure. And, you know, that could be a very scary thing when somebody gets older. So continued prayers, good thoughts, maybe a little note, or just, you know, just a great feeling for him, whatever you feel, however you want to deliver on love, your love works. I also want to send out that love to Enigmatic Drop Bear and his whole family. I love you. We love you. You are on a team, and we care about you, and we are behind you 2 billion %. And I also want to send out continued love and support for Philip Story's mother-in-law. As you know, he had a little bit of a scare, and we have been keeping the home fires burning, thinking about her and sending out that love in however you want to deliver it, atheist, agnostic, religious, however you want to send it. So those three people. They are super important people: Mr. Persia, Enigmatic Dropbear, and Philip Story and his family. So there's the love, and it works. Do you like science fiction stories? Do you like short stories? Do you like episodic classic science fiction that doesn't tell you what to do, doesn't tell you how to vote, doesn't tell you what to think? Then you might like my stories, because I don't write about activism and I'm not an activist. I just want to entertain you. I just want to write science fiction for you. And I have a book on sale. It's at Barnes and Noble and various other bookstores. It's called Science Fiction Tales. But if you're not too sure if you want to buy a whole book and you want to test the stories to see if you like them, I sell my stories for 99 cents US dollars. So you can taste test them, figure out if I'm your kind of author. And I would really appreciate if you did, because of the fact that I am not an activist and I don't write about activism. The traditional publishing channels have been closed to me because they are actively seeking activists and activism in writing. And I don't do that. And I'll never do that. Sorry, that's just not who I am. So I could use your support. I have a second book coming out. I still haven't heard from my editor. I think I'm going to die if I don't hear from him soon. But there is a group of people, wonderful human beings connected with this channel and through all of our friendships, that actually backed this book. Without them, I couldn't have afforded the advertising. There's no way I could afford a book launch. There's no way that I could afford to appear at conventions. I couldn't do that without them. And they're incredible people. So I want to make a special shout out to my buddy Larry. Larry, you are the consummate, amazing, truly amazing Southern gentleman. And I am so grateful for your readership, for your support, and for your friendship. You are the best, sweetheart. Thank you. And I want to extend that to Tony Stark as well. Both of you have been so generous. With promoting my book and with backing me. And I just really love you and appreciate you. I also want to thank Sean Cotter from Mars, Penny Lane, Shota, Gwagnar, Dave, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete. Long live Scuba and Leslie Pete. Eric Kane, his trusty dusty dog Kirby, Enigmatic Dropbear, Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with a C, Antiderivative Jill, Maximum Redstone, JJ Cook, Dabman and the Dabman Clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course Lance, Rob Altus, Tyler, Jeff Wyatt, Rod Thunderheart, my guitar playing buddy Nazarus, and of course, West Cagle. Thank you so much for backing my book. You are my readership. You are my publishers. You are my corporation. I love you all very, very much. And I'm so grateful to you. And so now I'm going to pass it back over to the boss so we can get this party started. Let's do it.
Hey, all right. Well, let's see. We're gonna do some show doties and shout outies, shall we? And then we'll get a move on. Let's see. Where were I? Okay, everybody. Let's see here. Show notes are as follows. There will be no. I'm putting it up there anyway, but there's no Sunday Night Geek Read tomorrow night. The great Mark D with the C is out on an away mission, so he won't be here tonight, and he won't be doing his show tomorrow night. But he will return next week. I will have Be on Earth B at the on my channel at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time this Monday night, and so with the great J Man. So there'll be that. By our Bob Haney get together, and let's see. I'm trying to think. StreamYard is being let me put pictures up.
Is it being weird for you, boss?
No, actually, just doesn't let you put as many pictures as you'd like, really. So
it's stingy.
Yeah.
Stingy StreamYard.
Pretty much it.
Bah.
Yep. Anyway, so there's that. Then, of course, the usual spate of shows next week. So let's get a move on with the shout outs. That's enough advertising. Of course, I'll have Monday Night Marcy Comics Talk and all the shows. So let's see here. Shouting out to our great riches, Eric K, the great bronze wrencher buddy. Always good to see you there, my friend. First one popped in tonight. Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North. Shout out to you and your father, man. Be good, man. Be well. Man. We all wish him the best. D. Bud Martin, the wrench of iron. Got to hang out with him on my buddy Nick Weiser's channel, Spidey Comics. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches. Avon lives, long live the Legion. J-Man, the aforementioned fantastic Legionnaire, pal of mine, and partner in crime on Earth B. Our master lyricist, our music meister, Maximum Redstone. Fanty Outsider, the rascally wrench. Larry, our triple Bullwinkle wrench. Of course, the great Maddie's daddy, Steve, buddy, Maddie's daddy. Good to see you, buddy. Glad you're here. And of course, Kal-El, the super wrench. Let's see. So, heard a weird noise. Oh, never mind. That was my dryer going off. All right, so let's see here. Who's with us tonight? Yep, you heard that, huh?
They're coming to take you away. Haha. They're coming.
You could hear that? I can barely hear it.
No,
Where?
I'm kidding. I'm just playing along.
Oh, no. I did hear something. Anyway. Thank you so much, RTNZ, for the super chat. You were too kind, my friend. He says, this stream is always fun, but these eps equal a chore. Yeah, well, we will persevere. We will persevere. We'll stick to this. We'll get through this together as a team. Know what I mean? Part of a team. All right, so here we go. All right, shouty outies. Let's see whom we got up in here. First of all, thanks anyone who is lurking out there, listening, just on the internet, as number one likes to call it, a podcasting. We really appreciate you very much. And if you are watching on a download or a rewatch or whatever you want to call it, thank you so much. It is much appreciated. All right, let's see here. Our good buddy Michael Beacom popped in earlier. He's not here, not going to be here with us tonight, but I've got his reviews that he sent me. And of course, and again, he popped in the chat earlier. So shout out to Michael Beacom and Cassandra. Let's Bubba Doom 1. What's up, buddy? FKH.
Bubba Doom.
Indeed, Bubba Doom. FKH. Tim. Good to see you, bud. Me and the monkey is here.
Ooh,
hello.
Monkey.
Simply Steve, you old rascal. Good to see you.
Simply Steve.
Shooter's here.
Pew, pew, pew. Shooter.
Hey, shooter. The great aforementioned Kirok himself, J.T. Kirk.
He is Kirok in Michigan. If you see Kirok in Michigan, you
know
throw up the LLAP. Do it.
RRT and Z again. Thank you so much for being here. Stephen Mack.
Hey.
You know, good to see you, Steve Mack. Stephen Mack, Steve Mitchum, Simply Steve. I think we got some Steves going on. I don't know.
Here we go. So here's the inside Canadian joke that only hardcore geeks know about. Here we go. These are the Steves I know. These are the Steves I know. These are the Steves I know. These are the Steves I know.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Kids in the Hall joke.
You
They're
got
not
it.
Daves. They're Steves.
Philip Story, my friend. Good to see you.
Hey, Philip. Good to see you.
The greatest Voyager fan of old time, West Kegel.
You're gonna get rovered. West will rover you.
Good to see you there, buddy. Enigmatic Drop Bear, AD, great to see you. Always so great to have you. Indeed. And they call him Scuba Pete. He's the king of the Ramba Beach. When he plays the maracas, he goes chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom.
Scuba Pete.
And Leslie. Uh-oh. Penny's here. Hey, Penny.
Penny. Oh, and I think she has her grandchild with her.
Oh, okay, great.
I think she just put her grandbaby to bed, which is good. She's probably winding down. We're a part of Penny's evening routine, but as per usual, by request by the great Penny. Here it is, folks.
There you go. As long as it's a request. Lisa, hey Lisa.
Lisa.
Very good to see you. There's Wes Cagle again with the super chat. Thank you. You were too kind. The best thing that ever came out of Canada was you can't do that on television. I remember that. No, I heard that. I like that character. Remember the guy who said that? What was his name? Barf. That was a show on Nickelodeon for those who may not remember. Brogu from my old hometown.
Brogu. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Captain Notfinity and beyond.
Captain Infinity and beyond.
Hey, Mazerus.
Maze. Good to see you, Maze. How's it going,
Welcome.
hon?
Welcome, Mazerus. Hey, it's King Dolphin TV and from Sandra Feliciano. The Felicianos are here tonight. Hello, my friends. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, good to see you.
In color, of course. And let's see here. We have Dave G Sound.
Not just another body of water.
Yes. And that's everyone so far. Anyone who pops in will be duly noted and shouted out, as the case may be. Please, of course, go to follow the link that Raymond put in there for King Dolphin TV, a Sandra Feliciano presentation. And he did put in color. In color. There you go. And please follow that to their page. And, of course, look at his books. He's got books and all that good stuff. Good to see you there, dude. It's been a while since we've hung out and talked Fantastic Four or Legion. Let's see here. Dave
Tim's
G. Sound.
going to bed. Tim's going to bed.
Okay. Tim, have a good night, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you for popping in. Dave G. Sound has a member chat for 20 months. Thanks for being a member, buddy. He said, Fluidic Space, the final frontier. So, well, there you go. And anyone else who pops in will be duly noted. We may as well get on with it. What do you think?
Yep. Let's do it.
Oh, no. FK, is that true? Roger Corman passed away? Oh.
What?
Oh, man.
You mean the guy from Carol Burnett?
No. I think you're thinking of Harvey Corman. Roger Corman directed one of the biggest movie producers of all time, especially a lot of B movies, but he made one of my favorite movies, Battle Beyond the Stars.
I saw Battle Beyond the Stars.
I love Battle Beyond the Stars. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Well, I did not know that. Of course, I hadn't seen anything from him in a while. FK, so that's a bummer. He was been around a long time. I did not know that. My goodness. Oh, man. Well, let's see. For those who are new or you maybe new to us, what is Saturday Night Star Trek? Well, Saturday night. Hey, Max Redstone. What's up, buddy?
Maximum Redstone.
What is Saturday Night Star Trek? Saturday Night Star Trek is, of course, just that. On Saturday nights, we talk about Star Trek. There you go. Silly. No. So, well, we've been doing the show before that. Yeah. Ever since yes. We started it before that, doing other Star Trek topics. But what we do on Saturday Night Star Trek now and for the foreseeable future is starting in January, first week in January of 2021, my wonderful first officer and I embarked upon a perilous mission to review all of real deal Star Trek, which of course means 1966 through 2005 only, as number one calculates, 735 segments of legitimate Star Trek, because everything after 2005 is fake, filthy corporate drivel. So we've decided to review it all.
Pooh, I tell you, pooh.
And not even any good either. And so, at 98, JT, no less. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Goodness.
He had a long life.
He did good. He did good. Did a lot of good stuff. So, where were I? Oh, so we decided we reviewed over the course of a certain period of time. We do 4 episodes a night, folks, mostly. We reviewed Star Trek, the original series, Star Trek, the animated series, the original crew films, Star Trek, the Next Generation, the TNG films, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and now we were just getting close to the end of Star Trek Voyager Season 6. Again, except for next week when we'll finish up the season with 2 episodes. Usually, throughout the course of the season, we review 4 episodes per Saturday Night Star Trek, and we have 4 episodes for you tonight. Basically, I will turn it over to my first officer. She will read us a little bit of a synopsis to describing our episode being reviewed. We will discuss it, we will rate it, and then this is the kicker. We turn it over to you, our wonderful friends in the chat room. In the chat, and anyone who desires to do so can rate it and write a few words of the episode, give their own opinion of the episodes. And we have a lot of fun doing that. So let us now, shall we begin? Number one.
Yeah, boss.
Let's start up. So tonight, our first episode is, of course, Live Fast and Prosper, or something or other.
Yeah, Live Fast and Prosper is season 6. It's episode 21. And if you're following along in the celebration or the companion, it is production code 242. This episode first aired on April 19th in the year 2000.
In the year 2000. Oh my.
Okay, folks,
It's
we
your
need a
fault.
summary to get us started, but there's only one problem. Someone at Wikipedia, the fecal finger painting encyclopedia, wrote a 1,200 word.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
it's got to
no.
be at
Hey,
least
Narot.
1,200 words.
Narot
You're welcome back,
Maximilian.
Samantha
Narot, our good friend. Hey.
Literally, this has got to be around 1,200 words. Well, it's just a little under 1,200 words. It's basically a first-year college paper. Oh God, I'm going to read
Wow.
it, and it's going to suck. I seriously
You can-
believe most of this is Chat GPT. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
you can just do it any way you want. If you want to just summarize, it's up to you. Up to
Yeah.
you. Go for
Yeah,
it.
I
Do what
think
you got to
maybe
do.
we should just summarize because this
Yeah,
one
you
is
can-
just way too long.
Yeah, you can skip or pick and choose, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Okay. So, how can we do this here? Oh, just whatever. Let me just read it. I'll just do it fast. Two people beam down to a mining colony. They introduce themselves as Captain Janeway and Tuvok, but they are imposters. The miners, unaware of any deception, agree to trade. Janeway promises to beam down a supply of dilithium in exchange for a load of bolemite. Well, there was a load of something, but it wasn't bolemite. She and Tuvok are well practiced in their roles and knowledgeable about their characters. Miners trust them and are impressed with their generosity. Janeway says she plans to use the bolemite to help a colony of orphans. Back aboard their ship, Janeway and crew receive their shipment and speed away without delivering any dilithium. The scam was a success. Okay, so that's basically all you really need here. I'm going to stop reading it because we don't need 1,200 words. So basically, yeah, these two people, Dalla, she played by Caitlin Hopkins. She plays Dalla, this alien who is posing as Captain Catherine Janeway, and then we have Greg Daniel Mobar, who is posing as Tuvok, and Francis Guinan, who is Czar, and he is posing as Chakotay, and they are going around trying to get people to join a fake federation and swindling them out of things until eventually the real Janeway finds out and they engage in admonishing them and correcting the whole situation. You have received a gift from RRTNZ.
Hey, RR, thank you so much for that. He says, great stuff came from Canada. Basketball, ice hockey, GSP, maple syrup, butter tarts, Wolverine, ASDIC, plexiglass, insulin, canoes, half of Superman, and the list keeps going. Was anyone saying nothing comes from good from Canada? Because
no, I just think that he's just trying to start a conversation about how affectionate he is towards Canada. And RRTNZ, we love you. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Max. Appreciate that. I saw it. I've got it. Thank you. Well, I thank you for that, RR. You're too kind, buddy. Appreciate it. And we have a bunch of Canadians here with us tonight, so of course we love Canada.
Yeah,
we love our Canadian friends here. And I'm just saying that because it's number one. You know, we got a lot of buddies up there.
That's right.
So
you got a pocket full of Canadian
great pals. What a J man. I mean, good Lord, Lord Toth,
Sean.
That 70s, 70s, buddy. Oh my God, we got so many of them. Okay, well, let's see here. Where were I? So you got the synopsis down there. So. All right.
Yes. Preparing to flee the area, the thieves return to the caves where they have stashed all of the booty stolen from numerous victims. Della then surprises her cohorts by turning on them. She subdues them with a weapon and then contacts Voyager, which is waiting for her call. When her fellow thieves demand an explanation, she adjusts her mobile emitter. She's really the Doctor in disguise. The real Tuvok arrives and takes the thieves captive. The real Dalla awakens on the Delta Flyer, where Paris is holding her at bay. Voyager returns all of the stolen goods to their rightful owners, and you have received a gift from J.T. Kirk.
J.T. Kirk, thank you, buddy. He says, how do we know this other crew isn't the real Federation? After all, this Captain Janeway is less insane and bangs up our ship far less.
It's true.
You have a good point. I don't know. Maybe
True.
You learned
it's something.
True.
And Philip Story, I just want you to know how much I truly, madly, deeply adore America. I love your culture.
We love you too.
And the way that science fiction fans in America have continued to read science fiction when everyone else has given up on it. I mean, it's such a tiny genre now, and yet Americans continue to read and they continue to support me. And you guys are just so loving and so kind and so generous. I'm grateful for America. I love you all very much.
Absolutely, it's this. And Wes Cagle, thank you for the super chat. Says, well, Canada did give us SCTV.
Yes.
I love it. Kids in the Hall as well. Not just you can't do that on television. Thanks, RT. Yeah, true. Oh yeah, they gave me. Yeah, that's right. Hey, classic comics. Yeah, I saw. We heard about the Roger Corman. We were told about that. So yeah.
Hey, CC. Good to see you.
Yep, good to see you, dude. Hope
so
you are well.
Tell me what you thought of Lived Fast and Crapper.
Oh boy. So okay. Were they trying to like go for a Harry Mudd thing here or something? I mean, I don't know, maybe. But it's pretty lame. I mean, I guess again, I say this a lot about. Well, mostly I said it. I think I said it a little bit about DS9. And I say this a lot about Voyager. In a better show, the once in a while the goofy out, kind of off the rails, kind of offbeat type of a lighter hearted episode that's kind of based on something that's less serious in tone is okay, but they have never earned their stripes to do that. Like the original series has, I've always said, has 3 comedies of the 79, almost like 3.5. I'd say 3.5 comedies out of 79 episodes. That's a decent ratio. Once in a while, you have something a little lighthearted. You can have a little fun. It was versatile. And those are all really fun episodes. They're fun because we love the show so much and we love these characters so much. But if every episode we're trying to be goofy, you'd be like, oh, come on. So this is, again, trying to be lighthearted and all that kind of stuff. The premise itself, I found to be mildly amusing, but I just didn't really care because I'm not as big invested into these Voyager characters anyway. In fact, if anything, I'd rather see a show about this bunch of idiots that are running the con on everybody. I'd rather see. I'm not even kidding. A weekly show that takes place in the Delta Quadrant with these Nimrods running around, trying to con people. I'm not serious, of course. I wouldn't really want to watch that. I'm just kidding. But that would be more fun than slogging through Voyager all the time. So, I thought the cast, they made me smile a little bit, but the story's just kind of weak and it's not particularly, it's just sort of blah. I've seen way worse episodes, but I just don't really, when it really get down to it, I'm like, this is kind of a wasteoid and it's not even a fun waste. It's just sort of, So that's just the way I'm up. I don't have a strong feeling about it, but I don't care much for it. But I know your notes will be fun.
Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts, boss. And as per usual, you are my Star Trek soulmate. I just agree with everything you said. I do have some jokes in my notes, and you'll just have to live with them, folks. This is a great episode right up until we see Neelix.
Yeah, Neelix. Wow.
So immediately, sorry, the show's over immediately. Anyways, the con artists are awful and wonderful all at once. And I had that same feeling that Clobby had, almost like, this. I would rather watch this than
Yeah,
Voyager.
they're funny. Yeah, they're funny. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, there is one aspect of this episode that makes it deserve an A, but it otherwise is not very good. And that is the mentally unstable fake Tuvok, who is constantly giving in to his own lies and his own delusions. Good evening,
Yep.
Grim. Good
Hey,
to
hey,
see
Grim.
you.
Hey, Grim.
So I find the Mobar character played by Greg Daniel. I find he stole the show here.
He
He
was
is
great. I liked
clearly
him.
and he's so much better than Tim Russ. He is spectacular and so funny, because you're just thinking to yourself, wow, this guy is such a piece of shit that he's falling for his own delusion. And so and he does it with such dignity and grace, and he's such a cutie patootie. Anyways, I just thought that he was absolutely wonderful. This whole show is saved. This whole episode is saved by him. Anyways,
I agree.
I do like the way these new aliens are presented. We get 3 new species here. They're all wonderful, and we have some excellent makeup. The Doctor is a program in the computer. He'd know all about the shell games, though this is a minor quibble. Janeway is a terrible combat and armed conflict captain. I've never witnessed the epic fail of anyone in battle like Bangway. Bangway is a moron. She is the queen of nincompoopery, and she can blow up the bridge. She won't even defend herself. I mean, she's Bangway, insane way. Anyway, I mean, it's just true. I mean, you see her on the bridge, and it's just like, can we get a real captain? Anyways, then I rewatched this. I rewatched the 735 in order all the time. Clobby knows this. I've been doing this for years, but I've just always thought that it's funny that Janeway says to Dala, the difference between you and I is that I'm not a liar. But then she immediately becomes a liar with Tuvok and gets Tuvok to lie about how you can, get psoriasis in jail. It's so hysterical, but it's not, I don't think it's intentional. So why is it funny? I mean, are you laughing with it or at it? Neelix semi-confesses his dark past in this episode. We get a glimpse of how we can reconcile his horrific behavior, but still it's just not enough considering what he's done. The big trap at the end is hard to believe because of how she gets out of the brig, but clever and otherwise moderately fun. Just not well written, not well wrought. I gave it a C-.
Hey there, let's see, Ray Lucard and SP4H, welcome.
SP4H and Ray Lucard, good evening.
Indeed. Yeah, I give it about I think I give it about a C, something like that, because it is entertaining in spots for sure. I'm like you, I really like that guy. He was just funny to me. That guy's got great deadpan timing. He's something about his timing. He's really good, actually. He's
and
kind of
way
funny
beyond the ability of this show.
Yes, because I can't stop when as soon as we saw he was like trying to be Tuvok. I just every time I look at him, I can't stop laughing. I mean, he's great. I liked him, and I actually thought she did a good job as well. It's just that it's an attempt. I guess that's why I'm dinging it a little bit, because it is a mildly entertaining episode. It's just that I think my annoyance comes from, and maybe this is wrong to grade one episode like this, but like I said, because the show has been so weak at doing the things that this show's really supposed to do. They should focus on trying to fix that instead of doing easy outs like comedy episodes.
Well, what
this is comedy.
It's a self-indulgent variety show.
Yes, it is.
And so here we are in season 6, and maybe we would have felt completely differently about this had it been in season 1.
In a better show.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here you are in the bog of season 6, and you now realize that every time they run out of an idea for a story, this room full of writers runs out of ideas for stories. They turn to this self-indulgent variety show, and it's just, this isn't what science fiction is for. It's not. And if you switch the genre of the show, I'm not going to watch anymore.
Indeed. There you go. So, all right, my dear friends, let's see if this will work. Please come forward with your reviews, if you will, because
The word is given.
any words you may have and rating you may have of Live Fast and Prosper. See if you can star those and see if they'll actually show up on my star thingy. Let me know if you're starring them. Oh yeah, you are. I think it's working. Well, it looks like it's working. So I will bring us some Max Redstone entertainment. The great Max Redstone has, of course, blessed us with some of his extraordinary work. Once again, some limericks about the episodes. And here we go with this one, our first for the night. Live Fast and Prosper by the great Max Redstone. Here we go. Swindlers using finesse, deceitful in makeup and dress. What outer space jerks, but whatever Neelix works, or wherever Neelix works, will always turn into or be known as the mess. I like that so much. I'm going to redo it so I can do it better, more justice. Sorry about that, Max.
Before you redo it, take a pause for 1 second, boss, because Kaylee Chow just walked through the door.
Hey, Kaylee Chow, roll that tide. All right, Kaylee Chow, buddy. I hope you are doing well, my friend. Let's see here. So I'm gonna do that over really quickly because I think I botched it. All right, here we go. Live Fast and Prosper by the great Max Redstone. Swindlers using finesse, deceitful in makeup and in dress. What outer space jerks, but wherever Neelix works, will always turn into or be known as the mess. There we go. I feel a little bit better about that. And before we get to the reviews in the chat there, our good buddy Michael Beacom, who was not able to make it with us tonight, he has a review of this episode. He gives it a D. He says, Live Fast and Prosper? Seriously? Writer Robin Berger and director LeVar Burton obviously think that doing a Harry Mudd episode is easy and then prove that it isn't. The con men women relying on the reputation of the Federation are in the wrong quadrant. Federation is known in the Alpha Quadrant, and they are on the opposite side of the galaxy, where no one should know about the Federation except people Janeway has already met, and in that case, their falsehoods would be evident. It's bad enough they have abandoned any real science fiction, but now they are even abandoning basic story logic necessary for the most basic procedurals. For shame, he says. That's our good buddy Michael Beacom.
That's an excellent review, and he's it's an insightful, excellent review, and it is true. In order to buy into this story, you have to say to yourself, okay, have they been around enough where they have this positive reputation, and they don't? We've had 2 other episodes where their reputation has been that they're savage and that they steal from people and that they've done all these horrible things. So Michael is 100% correct in pointing that out.
Yeah. There you goes. Let's see what we have stored for us. So far. Are we all complete here? All right. Shooter says, C. He says, okay, the premise is okay, but at the same time, Voyager is heading in a single direction at speed. How did these scammers get ahead of her? That's a good question. The imposters are a bit of fun, but Tom and Neelix don't strike me as being successful at being scammers ever.
Yeah, Neelix, a chicken man, strikes me as the guy who always gets caught. Hey, shoot.
Indeed, he is.
That's a good review.
Wes Cagle says F this episode. I mean, F, sorry. It is Voyager after all. This episode seems like It's all over the place. Just glad that Insane Way didn't manage to almost embroil the Federation in a galactic conflict. Yeah, well, you'd think she would. Also, we gave Neelix permission to download anything into that ship.
It's true.
Also, who gave Neelix? To download
It's
anything
just-
in that ship.
Yeah, you think you would test it first. Boss man, I just wanted you to know that Sean Carter from Mars was here, but he's in the car and he doesn't have his headphones. So he's going to join us as soon as he gets home. Sean, drive carefully. We'll see you when you get home. Sean sends his love to one and all. And guess who else is here?
Who's that? Zachariah. Hey, Sean, good to see you, by the way. And Zachariah, good to see you. Thank you for being here, my friends. Always great to see you. All right, let's see. Where were we? Where is we? Okay, JT Kirok says A-. Does this episode find the people or not? Does find them? I really vacillate on that answer annually on rewatch, but this time around, I was able to laugh at this episode. Why not just leave the area? Let's see. Unless flying around in circles, your vastly superior ship would leave the damage from these clowns far behind. I would have loved to see what a counterfeit 7 of 9 would look like. Well, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they really dropped the ball there, because if they really took this to the limit, they could have made the comedic value extraordinary. And maybe done something opposite, like choose someone who looks like a Nausicaan and make that the opposite of this woman and her stunning beauty and helmeted chesticles.
Eric K, the great Eric K says D. So in the end, Bangway lets criminals go, of course, not to face any justice. She is always on the criminals or villains' side. Guess she sees herself. Whoa, harshness there.
It is true. It is true.
That's harsh, buddy. RRT and Z says, let's hear. Tom and Neelix as chumps, no acting needed. Kathy and Tuvok equal worst good cop, bad cop routine ever. Agree with number one. Best thing was the faux Vulcan. Dumb but enjoyable C+.
I 100% agree with that review. That's such a bang on review. And boss, I need to interject because the great Bubba Doom has sent you a gift. Like, what a sweetheart.
Okay, be right there. Let's see. Thank you, Bubba Doom. I appreciate that. He says, does anyone really want to look at Neelix's browser history? No, sir. I can't say
that's a no.
do. Good question. Thank you, Bubba Doom.
I wouldn't say draw that man in a chicken suit. What I would say is skin him, fry him up.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Draw that man in a chicken suit. It's the Chicken Man!
Scuba Pete says C-. digging in a Bouldermite mine, dilithium won't beam down. Hoops. Episode about to slip down. Wow, dude.
Lord,
Thank you, Scuba.
I'm so tired. How long can this go on? That's a great song, Scuba Pete.
Indeed. Dave G says C. He goes, this episode is for someone who thinks a toast sandwich is a pretty witty snack. I've never really thought of a toast sandwich one way or the other. I guess I've had one here and there. Now, you know what? I could use one. I don't know. But I don't think it's witty or anything. I just think it'd be.
That was a very amusing review.
A toast sandwich. Thank you.
That was terrific.
Simply, Steve says, I was outside trying to catch more auroras. Oh, okay. Did you see it? But seems like last night was best. And I give this flat and poopy ep a D-. Wowzer.
Unfortunately, It is flat, right? Simply, Steve, because who was it who just said that? I have to star everyone, so sometimes I get discombobulated. But somebody just said, what about 7 of 9? Was that Shooter who said that? But why
Um,
not take it to the limit? Make it hysterical. Get a Nausicaan-like creature to play 7 of 9 and get the real opposite
that
going there
would have been
and fire
funny.
it up. Make it funny.
May as well if you're trying to be funny anyway. But I really wish the guy faking a Tuvok, like the guy we liked. I wish he'd
Mhm.
have stayed as a regular on the show. He's the Voyager taking him with him, so he could try to go back to the Alpha Quadrant with him. He should
Yeah,
have been on the series.
because he's 100% a mental case. Like, he lies so much, he believes his own
I think
lies.
he believed he was Tuvok. He wanted to be Tuvok.
He did, he was so immersed in the character, but what's worse is that the tone in which he delivers the lines, it's almost as if he wants to be a good guy, so you
Yeah.
wind up cheering for him, which
Yep.
is what you wanna do for the whole show, so it's just like this minor character turns out to be the best part of the episode.
Absolutely. He was great. I like that guy. Lisa says, C. Tuvok lying is out of character and seemed irritated to be part of Kathy's trap. Oh, yeah. Neelix carrying a phaser into the brig. No way. That was ridiculous. But then it was a trap, so I guess he figured that fake Janeway would just fall for it. A silly episode, and the imposters were fun. Bald dude, Eschicote, and Tats. Yeah, that guy was funny. That was pretty funny.
Hey,
That's funny
Common
stuff.
People is here. He says, "I'm back.
Oh,
Teach me the ways of the Trek." Everyone say hello to Common People.
common
We're so happy that you
people.
came back.
Yep, welcome. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Let's see here. All right, where are we at? Oh, sorry. Okay, Babadoom 1 says D. Am I the only one that thought not Janeway's hair looked better than Mrs. Columbo's? Probably not. I don't think you are. Even Mrs. Columbo said, remember, she said nice hair. Let's see. I also liked not Tuvok better. Well, we all did. He wasn't a rat. Wow. No, he wasn't. He was my kind. I watched the whole show with that dude. I hope they do another episode soon where other actors play Voyager crew. I think you just want the crew replaced, don't you?
He does. He wants the entire crew to play.
Yeah. Enigmatic drop bear buddy, he says. D plus. Wow. Okay, here we go. Rack another up to the good idea, poorly executed list. Although we must give kudos to this episode for character consistency. Neelix is an idiot and Tuvok is an incompetent security chief. Yup. Many plot points were rendered nonsensical due to the lack of setup or foreshadowing, e.g., Varn's angry reaction to the Federation ruse. Aside from his pride, they didn't explain what he lost. Indeed. Tuvok et al. Appear all out of nowhere to apprehend the grifters. We are left to assume that he, Tom, and the EMH had stowed away on the Delta Flyer, apparently anticipating Dala's escape. Thank you, ED. As always, spectacular stuff, sir.
I agree. And isn't it funny how everyone, no matter what they're saying, it all echoes from this same idea that we would have liked to have seen the entire crew replaced, and we would have liked this idea to be pushed fully. Push it fully. Get everyone involved. Make Harry a playboy character that just can't keep it in his pants. He's having, he's bumping uglies with all of the aliens that they're dealing with, right? And
May as
make
well go out.
B'Elanna like a fearful, make her like a fearful little like fairy where she,
Right.
wallflower where she's terrified of everything. Take it to the limit. Make it funny.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a self-indulgent variety show, take it to the limit.
Yeah. Understood. Absolutely, isness. Let's see here. Hey, everybody. Manny's daddy has some say on this one. Yo, brother. Good to see you. He says, see, everyone has already said everything there is to say. Yep. Well, thank you, buddy. Good to see you. I'm glad to see you weighing in on one there. The great Max Ledstone also says a C-. Neelix's cooking and trading skills once again prove that The only place Neelix should be allowed on the ship is on the other side of the airlock. Perhaps keep this other Tuvok as a backup, though. I would have replaced Neelix with him.
Baba Doom would have also replaced him instantly.
Fanty says D, Phantom Outsider. He says, you wonder what exactly the criminals were thinking. It wasn't like they were passing through, like the real Voyager. So long term, Voyager. So long term, this is very poor planning. But apparently, criminals, you filthy criminals, are as marginally as clever as smart as the writers of Voyager at this time. Thank you, thank you, Fanty. Do we have any more? Is that it? Hey, the Tetrarch's here.
So apathetic.
What's up, Tetrarch? Good to see you, my friend. I hope you were doing well. All right.
I like the first thing he says when he walks through the door. I see by the episode in question that I missed nothing, save your wondrous reactions.
Well, kinda. I mean, actually, it had its moments, I thought, but yeah. So does that going once, going twice? Our chief engineer's not here tonight, folks, so he didn't have anything to say.
I think a lot of people are engaged in celebrations for Mother's Day. I think a lot of people are taking their mom to the ballet, or traveling, or taking their mom out for supper, or preparing. Yeah, it's a huge holiday, and I have to say that as a Canadian, I'm very proud of America and Canada for making such a big deal out of Mother's Day. I just love it. I think it's terrific. But I hope everybody will get their butts back in the seats next week, because we love the reviews.
We still got a good crowd here, though. I mean, it's not as many reviews, but we have a lot of people hanging with us, and we love having you all hang with us.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, I guess we can move on to the next episode, can we not?
Yes, boss. Yes.
All righty, then. Our next episode, friends, is Muse. It is Muse. There we go.
Before I introduce Muse,
Common
you got
People.
a gift from Common People.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much, Common People. I really appreciate it. You are too kind. He says, below par modern media is punishing me further back in time in search for good media. Thanks for the education session. Also, I'm drunk. Will that help? You know, it just depends on what you're watching. But yeah, that can't hurt in some case. I know you'll laugh at me, Common, but I've never been drunk in my life. I'm too young. I'm waiting till if I make it to my 90s, I might get drunk one day. But I'm a geek, so I'm weird. But however, it could help, yes. But in all seriousness, if you haven't read some of if you haven't seen some, there are a lot of great shows from the past that even still at my age, and I've watched a lot because I'm a geek. There's one or two that got through that I didn't watch till much later in life that I enjoyed. So if you like science fiction, fantasy type geek stuff, and the stuff you have not watched, I'm always here for you to show you some stuff you might want to take a look at. So
like the original series, like The Prisoner, and from me, like a big one for me is UFO, and Battlestar Galactica. BSG.
That's the good thing. There's still plenty of stuff that even we lived in the time it came out, but we just everyone was watching it, talking about it. You wanted to get into it, and you never got a chance. There's still a lot of it floating around out there that, there's always something that one of us hasn't watched. Oh, I've never seen that, but everyone talks it up so much. Let me take a look. So, all right, Muse number 1.
Yeah, Muse is season 6, episode 22. And if you're following along in the celebration or the companion, this is production code 244. This first aired on April 26th in the year 2000.
Can't resist when you do that.
All right, here we go, folks. I'm going to read the fecal finger paintings created on wikipedia.org. And once again, we have a nincompoop who has written 1,000 words. Why? Just why? Yes, start with the cage, Common People. Start with the cage.
Yeah,
Do it. Oh, and Shooter, yes. Farscape, Stargate, SG-1.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. Okay,
Cool stuff.
let's get to this. I'm probably just going to read the first paragraph and the last paragraph because you don't need to hear 1,000 words. You don't. Just
No,
anyway.
never.
An enraptured audience watches a play in a stone amphitheater. The main characters are called Belana, Torres, and Harry Kim, and they are on an adventure seeking dilithium when they are in a shipwreck. Harry gets out in an escape pod, but Belana crashes and is injured. Kellis, the poet, the playwright, steps in and narrates his rescue of Belana. The audience is pleased by this interesting and creative plot twist. Afterwards, Kellis is congratulated by his wealthy patron. Hey, I have patrons. Who demands to see another play about these Voyager adventures. And he wants it done in a week. Desperate for a new story, Kellis travels to the source of his inspiration, the wreckage of the Delta Flyer, which sits on a mountainside outside the village. Kellis creeps in and finds Belana, unconscious body, where he left her, tied up and with one of her arms covered in bloody slashes. Belana has crash landed on a pre-warp society whose culture is similar to ancient Greece. And now we'll just go down to the last paragraph. Finally, Harry Kim shows up after having walked 200 kilometers from his own crashed escape pod. He has had an emergency transmitter, but no power. And once they plug into the flyer, they are able to send a message to Voyager. The ship heads back to pick them up after receiving the message while still in range. On performance night, Kellis worries that his ending is not good enough to impress his patron. He sends a panicked message to Belana, who comes back to help him end the play. She becomes an eternal before the audience's very eyes when she is beamed away, making the play one that the patron will never forget. And I'm glad I didn't read that whole fecal figure painting. Boss, tell me, what'd you think of Muse?
Muse. First of all, are you trying to tell me that they crashed another ship?
And now
They
it's the
crashed
Delta
again?
Flyer.
They crashed the Delta Flyer. It looks pretty much total to me, but I guess what do I know, right? It'll be fixed in 5 minutes, but
Well, yeah.
okay. Look, I'm gonna be fair here, folks. I mean, I'd forgotten about this episode. I know I've seen because I did watch some a while back. I'd forgotten it, right? And
Can I just say on air
What?
for the new people? I know I'm interrupting, but I have to. That's saying a
Okay.
lot, folks. Clobby has whole things memorized, like all of Blake 7. Clobby forgot about this episode. You know it's not good if Clobby forgot about this episode. Anyway,
well,
take it away.
it's
Sorry,
not
boss.
as bad as you'd think, though, because I thought again. Well, this is but this is not like original series something I watch over and over again.
Yeah,
I'd seen it before. I'm because I did a binge, a number of years back or whatever.
Mhm.
So, what I think because we really haven't, as you know, all the fun we've having watching these episodes. Huh? So when I looked at the pictures from it, when I knew I was about to have to watch it last week, I was like, oh boy, that looks like a bore fest. Oh my! I mean, I was dreading it. I was dreading it like Fairhaven, dreading it. And maybe that was part of it because when I watched it, I wanted to hate it and just fall asleep. But I got to admit, some of the ideas from it intrigues me about him going to the ship and her helping him, using him to get with the story, making the deal with him so she can fix the ship and all that kind of stuff, and the way it was affecting the way stories affect people, all that kind of stuff. The conversations about how stories and stuff affect people and how this, and I thought this kid was really good in the role. I think he did a good job. He's a good actor. John Shuck was in there, by the way. They barely even show him. Like, wow, how do you put John Shuck in an episode? You don't even see his face. But I know it was his voice.
Greek chorus.
Yeah, it was his voice was in there. I could have sworn it was in there, right? Wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was in there. He was a part of the chorus.
Yeah, that's right.
Like the Greek.
Yeah. And look, I can appreciate the idea, but again, I thought I actually got into some of the ideas of it, but overall, I was just sort of it was a little offbeat. Good night, Brogu. Have a good night, buddy.
Good night. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being such a wonderful friend. Thank you for your company. Take care, sweetheart.
Indeed. but I can't say it's the kind of thing I would want to watch over and over again. I mean, I just it's okay, I guess. I mean, at least to see Balana acting mildly rational in any situation is weird to me because she's always unreasonable. She's always annoying. She's always whining about stuff. And this one, she was actually saw the kind of started realizing a good way to calmly handle a situation with this guy, and because he's primitives and stuff. And of course, but was she kind of breaking the Prime Directive? I don't know. Was she maybe kind of breaking the Prime Directive? That made me think about that. That said, I just find the episode to have some ideas, but largely unremarkable. I don't hate it, but and that's when it comes to Voyager, maybe that's saying something. But I also don't really care about it that much. Does that make any sense at all? Hey, Dig Outlaw.
Good evening, Adega. Yeah, I totally agree. There are some aspects of it that reach for great things, but due to the execution, it doesn't quite work out. Now, when we look at who wrote this, it's written by Joe Menosky, and so
there you go.
that really explains why he butchers the theory of a tragedy, and he tries to sort of put Stephen King together with the theory of a tragedy, and it doesn't quite work out for him. And I think it actually would have been more effective had he just stuck with the actual theory of a tragedy and actually stayed with the ideas and didn't try and make them alien, right? Because I think that's where the failure happens. And I also like the fact that in the conversation when he's addressing the theory of a tragedy, which I had the great fortune of studying with a very learned scholar in university, is that he starts like crap talking it. He's like, that's just a formula. And so I thought that was really, that was really odd. It's like, really, you actually think that you're on the same level as Aristotle, Joe Menosky? Okay.
Yeah. I do think that some of the most intriguing bits of the episode are the stuff between some of the interplay between Balana and the character, this guy, whatever his name was. But yeah.
I think
did you go with the notes yet?
No, I could do that right now.
Go for it.
This is a bit of an odd story premise because what it's trying to do is it's trying to mix the actual academic theory of a tragedy and a role reversal of Stephen King's misery. So it starts off kind of dark and kind of scary, where you're thinking that it's like Stephen King's Misery, only there's a reversal of role there with Balana and this guy. And then I just wrote in my notes, Balana would need water after 9 days. This is a little bit silly. We have some truly lovely things said about the power and influence of arts and entertainment. The forehead aliens aren't shocked by another forehead alien. I thought that was a little bit funny. They just see Balana and they think everything's normal. Right. Especially because that's a running joke for like the power hardcore Trekkies, like we call them, the forehead aliens.
Forehead aliens.
So it's like, why would you want to accentuate what we're already making fun of? Then I wrote in my notes a bizarre take on Aristotle's theory of a tragedy. They try and it's as though Joe Menosky doesn't actually understand the theory and the elements of Aristotle's direction in how to create that story and how to examine that story and whether or not a story qualifies under his theory. So you can tell that Joe Menosky doesn't really understand it. Anyways, the story turns to the explication of storytelling methodology, which I thought was quite nice. When Joe Menosky stopped trying to pretend that he understood something that he clearly hasn't studied and didn't understand, especially Hamartia. It's very apparent that he does not understand what Hamartia is. And if you watch the episode, you'll see what I mean. Anyway, when he just turns to using his own words about the explication of storytelling methodology, it is quite wonderful. I think that it's hysterical that Tuvok snores here. It's one of those a little bit of comic relief. It's quite enjoyable because, of course, that would be painfully embarrassing for a Vulcanian. And we revisit the dangers of the playwright displeasing the king or inspiring the king. And then I wrote underneath, which is, that's a huge thing. I mean, look at Mozart's life. He was at the whim of his patrons, and his patrons were royalty. They were the upper echelons of society. And so you have to go with either you're going to collapse under the pressure to create the things they love, or you're going to make your own thing and go your own way. And that could mean that you're broke and that you lose your patron, or you wind up in jail. I mean, there were times in history you could be killed for that. So I do like that we touch upon that a little bit, but I felt the same thing Clobby felt. I felt that it was kind of nerdy, didn't become nerdy enough, and so then it's just odd. And although it's mildly enjoyable, it's not something you want to watch over and over again. So I gave it a C+. Joe Minosky, you really need to study the things that you bring up in your episodes, because it's very clear that you do not understand Aristotle. And Boss Man, you have received a very generous gift from Common People.
Thank you, Common People. Again, I very appreciate that. I very much appreciate that. You're too kind. He says, one thing I never understood about Trek was they went so deep into space, maybe through black holes. Did they find it easy to return to Earth, or does that involve spoilers? Not spoilery. Sorry if I asked this before. No problem. No, they just basically have the fictional, obviously fictional, warp drive in the ships, which basically allows them to go at warp speeds that have degrees, like anywhere from warp 1 to warp 9. And so they go so far out that it takes quite a good while to get back even at maximum warp. But no, it's not through black holes or anything like that, as with a Galaxy Quest or anything. But it takes a little while to get back, but nothing like it would if they had no warp drives, which would take thousands of years or whatever. They could get back, for example, about as far out as they go in the galaxy. It could sometimes take weeks or months at their maximum warp, if they're like way out there at the end of Federation space. But yeah, so it's not that bad, not that far. But I thank you for the question. Interesting question. Guess who's here? Look who's here. Apollo-Maze Megan.
And the pepperoni.
I don't have anything to hit there. Good to see you, Paul. But thank you for that interesting question, though. We like questions like that, for sure. Let's see here. So that's their basic, it's sort of a, for lack of a better term, it's kind of their plot device. Oh, guess who else is here? Brian Hepburn.
Brian!
What's up, Brian? Good to see you, buddy. All right, so let's see. Where were we? Yeah, I also give it a, as it turns out, I also give it a C+. I thought it was, again, the things that intrigued me the most about the episode was the interchanges between those two, Rolana and that kid, and the talk about how art affects culture, and it was, that stuff was, I think, pretty interesting. It's just
it is interesting. But
yeah.
I thought that as he tried to point out the requisite elements of a Greek tragedy or a tragedy under Aristotle's theory, and it's very obvious that that's what he was pointing to. He didn't. There were times when you're waiting for him to talk about the element, and he just, and he couldn't deliver on it. So it's just disappointing. If you're going to bring that up, bring it up all the way. Go and look it up, understand it, and see that, and realize that, right? And realize that those elements are necessary, but don't criticize the elements of the theory of a tragedy, and call it like a tired storytelling device, and you just keep, I forget what the guy keeps saying over and over again. Was it like the reversal he keeps saying over and over again, and doesn't mention any other elements? Like you're not even sure who is the hero and what has happened. So yeah, it's just like when you're pointing to that, you should do it all the way. Do it all the way.
There you go. Well, we've given our thoughts and ratings, everyone, and now
The word is given.
please come forward with any ratings and words you may have about the episode Muse. And while number one is preparing those for me, I have another limerick from the great Max Redstone. Here we go. Muse by the great Max Redstone. Ship's logs that stir poet hearts. There we start over. Ship's logs that stir poet hearts. Transmitters that need some spare parts. A civilization will churn. When will this crew learn to stay from the performing arts? As always, excellent stuff, buddy. Way to go, Max. Thank you. All right, let's see what we have here. Wes Cagle, the biggest Voyager fan of them all, says A+, the most wonderful, fantastic episode ever made. I love it so much. I watch it 3 times a day. I can never get enough of it. I hope someday another piece of entertainment out there can match the brilliant splendor of this wonderful masterpiece. Oh, sorry, that was the Mirror Universe. West Cagle. I keep seeing this strange thing going on, West, that always messes me up, and I confuse your chats with the Mirror Universe. It just happens. So you're right. West says F Voyager again. B'Elanna, a god? Whoa, bunch of laughing. I detect just a slight amount of sarcasm on your part, Mr. West Cagle. By the way, this reminds me of the Avatar, the last Airbender episode, the Ember Island players, and only not as good. It's a fair cop, but society is to blame. All righty then. Our good buddy Maddie's daddy has something to say about it as well. He says, F. He said, I hated this episode, but I also hate the Torres character. Fair enough. She's just annoying and unsympathetic from start to finish. Sophocles would dig himself up and kill himself again. Good one.
It's so bad. It's so
nicely
bad.
said. Nicely said, sir. Thank you, Steve. Scuba Pete says B minus Etu Minoski. The real tragedy was the having to endure B'Elanna for a whole episode. Another down. It's like 3 in a row knocking B'Elanna. I'm beginning to think you guys don't like B'Elanna.
But you're so engrossed in this story that this guy's creating that you're trying to figure out what this Greek tragedy is, and it doesn't turn out to be a Greek tragedy at all. So is B'Elanna supposed to be the protagonist?
She's
neither divine nor disgusting. Is she supposed to be? Is she the hero? Or like?
Yeah,
I don't even understand how he even made this story about her. Anyway, it's just dumb.
Look, I can respect anyone not liking a character since I can't stand Neelix so much. I don't like her much either. I'm not the biggest fan of B'Elanna. I find her really annoying sometimes, like Steve does. But this one, I just found she was a little bit more low key and kind of. I mean, she didn't really bother me in this one, which is a rare thing, I must admit. The great Dave G with us. I mean, Dave G Sound says D. I really wanted to like this one, but never did. Not sure why it felt so off or wrong. It seemed pretentious. That's probably
it does because of, like I said earlier, like that bit of criticism, like not fully understanding the mechanics of the theory of a tragedy, trying to address it as though you do, and then admonishing folks for like Shakespeare, like Aristotle. Really wow. Joe Minoski, wow, dude.
Idiousness. Max Redstone says A. I must admit, I never thought remaking Driving Miss Daisy should be done in the first place. And who'd have known that casting Mike Tyson and Estelle Getty as Hokey and Daisy would work so well? Now I'm really confused. I stand corrected. We see a beautiful friendship develop before our eyes as Hokey and Miss Daisy fight racism, prevent World War VI, and bust the clute for cheating at speed chess.
That's a gooder. You've received a gift.
I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Max. I'm not so sure you got the. We're thinking about the same episode as the rest of us do. Thank you for the super chat, Maxie, and of course the great limericks. You rock, dude. He says, Raquel, was there any Deus Machina here? Oh, you just being a smart ass now, boy.
Yes, there absolutely was, and you know there was because she is an eternal, and
Yes.
God beams her out, or no, she beams herself out. God actually appears in the machine and resolves all of the problems, not only within this story, but yeah. Anyway, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
God is in the machine here. God from the machine. God in the machine.
You Weisenheimer. Max rocks. Max, you're the best. And you have to accept my compliment because I'm the captain.
Dave G. Stone just said, "Oh God."
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Dave G. Stone, I love you, dude.
He said, "Oh God," and he said, "Zod." Muse. Let's see. Archie just said, "So boring. I can't bear to write in English." Oh, I can't tell his name. Torres fell by peeps. D. I just seen blah 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 blah. Okay, I try to pronounce it all properly. Sorry. Thank you, RR, though. I understand it. You're at Eid Plebnista. That was actually really fun. I appreciate that. Thank you, R. Lisa says D. Well, it's not an angry Torres dealing with her it's not an angry Torres dealing with her emotions episode. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not an angry Torres dealing with her emotions episode. I see what you said there. Sorry, I was messing up there. This represents the difficulty the writers go through writing this stuff. Hopefully, they don't tie people down to steal a story or ideas. If they were tying people down in the writers' room for stories, they probably went over to the wrong show, obviously, because it's not. I mean, what were they like?
They went over to Laugh In.
They went to Laugh. That was already canceled, but then they went over to.
I know, but you know what I mean.
They went over to 90210 or something, or one of those like teenage drama shows or something shit. Thank you, Lisa. So, Bubba Doom says D. Harry did not walk 100 miles in 8 days. It was muddy. It was a muddy episode. I'm also now officially tired of the problematic foreheads in Trek. They love their foreheads now. They come
from officially entered into the extreme periphery of extreme fan. That is where the forehead alien talk. That is where it lives and breathes and thrives.
The planet forehead. All right,
it's true.
Shooter says D+. Jake Sisko was manipulated by an older woman into writing a story while she drains his creative energies. Oh, wait, that's a DS9 episode of the same name. Oh, yeah, Hal. They couldn't even come up with a different freaking name. I remember that. Yeah. Did it really have the same name? I forgot. Oh, wow. I know which episode you're talking about.
Episode.
Right, and I know which one he's talking about, but I didn't realize they were the same name. Oh, God. Was it Muse or was it called that one The Muse? Now, I mean, I can't remember but either way, it's ridiculous. That's makes it even more lame that they did that, used that name, that title. Another episode I do not recall shows how much attention I was giving Voyager back then. Where is the Prime Directive here? I was kind of wondering about the Prime Directive. Just not a good episode. No, I understand. Poets and writers have become lazy and they rely on manipulation to move their audience. It was not always that way. That sounds about right. Yes, sir. Did you notice that his girlfriend in this episode, this guy's girlfriend, was the lady who was later on Enterprise? And like, I think she's the one that was like, she was on a couple of episodes when she was like seeing Dr. Phlox, and then unfortunately the actress passed or whatever. I think that was the same lady.
Oh, is it the same lady? I don't know.
After about toward the end of the episode, I started thinking, I think that's her. I would have to double check, but I believe so. Anyway, the great Eric K. the Bronze Rincho says D. I love how Harry walks that far, finding her how? How did Harry have no power? How did Harry have no power? Love how the universal translator affects the eyes so you can read all of the same language.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You're pointing out things that I should have pointed out, Eric. That is a smoking cool
Yes, indeed.
thing to say. I love you, you giant nerd.
He says maybe everything in the universe is written in English. B'Elanna not telling him to unite, not telling him to unite me so she can fix herself. Not B'Elanna
Untie.
not telling him to untie. Sorry, got it backwards. Me so she can fix herself. Scotty would have figured a way to contact the ship or get through the storm. Now I have a question. Now that you mentioned that,
What?
Eric. Okay,
What's the question?
the episode opens up at the play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where she's and it's going on. Now, when he goes back to her, and we realize what's going on, because it starts like that. We don't know what's going on.
That's
why
right.
they know these things, correct?
And
then he goes back.
and it feels like misery.
Yes. And so when he goes back, she's tied to the thingy and he's messing around in there. She acts like she's first now finding out what's going on. She's just now finding it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this primitive, how did he get all that information from the computer? Maybe he heard it and that's one thing. And that's fine, I guess. Because he can't, he doesn't even know what a computer is.
He knows how to work the L cars.
When he hears it, I guess he hears it telling what's going on. He maybe heard a log or a transmission. But if she's lying there bleeding, how long did she? I mean, then they had to go back and write all that in the play. Remember, he was acting later how a play would take him weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So how much time was she unconscious tied to that thing? And him, how did he get the story exactly?
Yeah, that's why it's not a great episode.
Yeah, that's a good. Yep,
it's
absolutely.
not. Oh, Rod Thunderheart's here.
Hey, Rod Thunderheart, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, Elcars is designed so well that even a prehistoric man can use it.
There you go. All right, Rod, good to see you there, buddy. Welcome. Enigmatic Drop Bear says C. Stone edifices, masks, and a story about a story loaded with archetypes. This one is straight out of Joe's playbook, and for a change, this time he created an appropriate set of circumstances. Unfortunately, the script was not tight enough to convey the influence of story and myth on culture. It is very much an example of an episode that squandered its potential. I would definitely go along with that for sure. Absolutely. So how exactly did the relatively primitive Kellis access the Delta Flyers logs? Oh, well, yeah, I was just wondering about that myself. How exactly did Belland, and by the way, that's a British insult, refine dilithium ore to restore power to the Flyer? Another good question. And that's to say nothing of Harry's timely and convenient arrival with the transmitter from an escape pod. Yes, sir. You got me.
Yeah, and there's like a window in this episode where they push that theory of a tragedy so hard, but I just don't understand the connection there because they just keep talking about the reversal. So if B'Elanna is supposed to be the hero who has hubris and makes a mistake, then realizes the mistake and has to deal with the mistake and it's too late. Do you know what I mean? Like, why do they keep pointing to that? But then the playwright just keeps saying, oh, the reversal. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think Joe Menosky is very well educated because I kept waiting for him to engage with how B'Elanna is this protagonist, is this hero in this tragedy, because none of the elements were there. I don't understand what her hubris was. What did she? Yeah, where did she miss the mark? Where was her overweening pride? Like, none of the elements were present. So yeah, anyway, I'm just annoyed. I need to stop talking now.
Katie's here. No, you don't. Hey, Katie.
Hello, Katie. Daddy just said the only Greek tragedy here is the writing.
Good to see you, Katie. Hope you're doing well, my dear. Let's see here. We have Michael Beacom, who says he gives it an F. He says, it has been said before, but this is the perfect written by AI episode where everything has been seen and heard before, and it's just rearranged in the vain attempt, I should say, that you won't recognize all the recycled bits. Another shuttle crash. Yeah, another crash, buddy. Not even a shuttle. It was the whole Delta Flyer this time. Same thing. Really? Another lonely man trying to kidnap and keep a crew member as a pet companion? This must be close to the end of the season because Mike Vijar and Joe Monosky know better. It reeks of filler desperation. They still don't know what to do with Torres in season 6. And Tuvok fell asleep on duty. Good grief. The whole episode could be deleted and never missed. So that's the great Michael Beacom. Thank you, Michael. Let's see what else we have up in here. Katie said, Muse, A. Really enjoyed the Greek-Roman influence of the society and how telling a simple story, a message apiece, could evolve. When I was in Montana, I named a cliff Balana's Cliff after this episode. Wow. There you go. Did you put a sign there or what? Good to see you there, Katie. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a great week. Again, reiterating congratulations on graduation last week. Simply Steve says F. F. He says, not amused. Oh, boy. Dude. Steve's amazing. Baloney as the main character. Baloney is the main character in her own mind. Typical. The Delta Flyer joined the ranks of crash shuttle casualties. Oh no! How do they replace for the next appearance? This will be fine. You'll never know it's been crashed because they won't either. Phantom Outsider says C, barely passable, not very amusing. There you go. That's the second one. Also, was this some kind of challenge the writers in quotes set for themselves? How can we misuse what should be great guests? Joel Grey, Ray Walston, and John Shaw. Was Ray Walston in there? Where was Ray Walston? Joel Grey was in there? And now John Shaw. Okay, different episodes. I got you. I thought they used Ray Walston pretty well. Joel Grey, I can't remember, but yeah, John Shuck was in another one, but he was in this one, and they barely even show him. I only knew it because of his voice. That was strange.
Yeah.
I don't know what was up with that, because later he's on Enterprise, and he's used in an episode a lot.
And anyway, why put him in the chorus? Because the chorus moves the story along. The chorus informs you of like, it's like crossing the dance floor when you're doing a routine. The chorus fills in all the steps as you cross the dance floor, as it were. And so it was obvious that they put him on the chorus so that he could be this voice of what's happening in the story, but they must have cut it. I mean, why else would you put someone like that in as a Greek chorus? And then the Greek chorus, we barely hear from them in the episode. So I think a lot of stuff went to the cutting room floor here.
I don't know, because it's just like, if I didn't know his voice, I would not know he was in the episode, because they never focus on him once. It's very strange.
Yeah, I know. It's a waste.
Can we, especially one of his caliber. I love John Shuck. Can we please get writers worthy of the guest stars they have access to? Tell on people to quote New Marvel, do better, even though New Marvel doesn't take its own advice. True enough. All right. I do believe we are ready for our next episode?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. West Kegel. West.
What do you do now?
Nothing. He just warned me. It's another like 1,200 word. I don't. What's going on with this? Anyway.
All I know for sure is hang on. Where am I looking for? Oh, there we go. Get ready, everybody, for
Cass, Super Cass. Wow.
Oh boy, here we go, folks. Fury.
Yeah. Furious season.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was being silly. Go ahead.
All right, baby. Furious season 6, episode 23, production code 241. This first aired on May 3rd in the year 2000.
In the year 2000.
Okay, I'm going to read from the fecal finger that we call wikipedia.org. It's really bad. It is a full 1,200 words. It's got to be 1,200 words.
Oh,
sure
my
looks
God.
like it. I can't
do it any way you want to do it. You don't have to read all that if you don't feel like it. Just get it out there.
Jeez. Well, we're only at 1 hour and 35 minutes, and we're halfway through. So I will read it, but I mean, if it sucks, I'm gonna raspberry.
Yeah, just do what you got to do. You make the decision. Like if you need to cut something, yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
Voyager receives a distress call from a small ship. When they make a life scan of the vessel, they're surprised that the occupant is an Okampa. This person needs to be put in the agony booth on set it and forget it. So bad. If it even is the person, it's probably ChatGPT. They make contact with it, and the bridge crew is shocked to see Kes on the view screen. Kes? Super Kes! Oh, you received a gift from Sean Carter.
Thank you, Sean Carter. He says, I don't care if you haven't called for reviews, that F. And look, the greatest Voyager fan who ever lived, of course, is Katie. And she said solid F. So spoiler alert, I don't even think Katie cared for it. She said, to think my least favorite episode aired on my birthday. And oh my goodness, Katie, that's a terrible birthday present. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Absolutely awful.
Oh, wowzer. Okay. Continue.
Okay. Now here she is, looking elderly, tired, and desperate. She begs permission to come aboard, which Captain Janeway eagerly grants. Instead of docking her ship, Kes accelerates, ramming Voyager hard enough to breach the hull. Before the impact, she has beamed herself aboard. She has begun stalking Deck 11 of the ship, blowing out bulkheads with neurogenic energy and the force of uncharacteristic anger. Okay, whoever wrote this, you're a nincompoop beyond all nincompoopery. So I'm just going to skip over like half of this. Let's pick up here at the end. Tuvok has more intense hallucinations and collapses. At the same moment, the Doctor and Janeway detect a burst of tachyon particles in Tuvok's vicinity, indicating temporal disturbances. I'm always ordering Japanese food. His visions may actually be glimpses of the future. Thanks to Kes's information, Super Kes! The Vidians locate Voyager and attack. Janeway tracks down Kes's transmissions and goes after her. She finds Kes and her angry future counterpart, who lashes out at her. She cries that her life has been miserable since Janeway and the crew encouraged her to develop her mental abilities. She feels that she was not ready to leave the ship and wander the galaxy alone. For this, she blames the Voyager crew and is determined to hurt them and rescue her younger, innocent self. Okay, whomever wrote this, what you have said here is absolutely not true. That's not what she says. And I'm going to reveal what she says, but this is patently false. It's like you didn't even watch the episode. She attacks Janeway, who is forced to kill her in self-defense. Voyager fights off the Vidians, albeit with significant damage to the ship. Younger Kes, who has no idea what is going on, revives and assists Janeway and Tuvok. 5 years later, Janeway and Tuvok remember the earlier encounter with Kes. When Kes appears and aims her ship at Voyager, they prevent the collision and then rush to engineering, which has been safely evacuated. The furious elderly Kes has just been stopped in her tracks by a holographic recording of herself made 5 years earlier. The younger Kes gives her angry self a message, imploring her to remember the real past and to leave Voyager alone. Leave Voyager alone! When Janeway and Tuvok arrive, she remembers having left that message for herself, and they talk her safely back to her undamaged ship, easing her anger and wishing her well on her journey home. What home?
Wow.
Okay, that
Yeah.
was that whole article on Wikipedia. It just delete it and start again. Just delete it, delete it. Or you could take a Klingon paint stick and put it in your poop chute.
Wowzer. Wow.
Just saying.
Oh, you could, or you could just say, hey.
Cass, super Cass.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, yeah, this is special bad right here. I'm not unlike a lot of people. I never hated Kess before. I never hated her or really liked her that much either way. I thought back in the early 80s, I thought she was I just don't like the old comp idea. Any of the idea behind the character itself, I didn't like. I thought it was silly and ridiculous. But I didn't hate her. I just thought, yeah, she's there, sort of bland to me. This crap, when they're coming back. Now again, I'm having trouble remembering why exactly she left before. She just what they did today. I'm going to she like put her in a ship, said she wanted to go home or some kind of something. And then
No, it's that her mental abilities exceeded her growth development on
Right.
Voyager, and so she needed to pass to the next phase of her development.
yeah, so just left though on a ship, right? If I
Mhm.
remember right. Right?
Okay,
Is that
bye.
She said, "We'll see you guys later. I'm leaving. You guys." They really just said, "Get out of here. We want a hotter chick." But so, whatever. I mean, I don't. She comes back. If it had been just her coming back for revenge for some other reason, for some silly reason, I probably would have been like, it would just been dopey crap. But when they put the timey-wimey shite in here, it's game over, man. Game freaking over. When she starts, as soon as the time, because again, this is another episode I knew she was coming back because I remembered seeing it at some point, right?
Mhm.
But I didn't remember anything about the episode other than I know she comes back at some point in one episode. And like to be Dark Phoenix or some kind of silliness. I forgot about the timey-wimey. So when I'm watching it, I'm like, what? She's back in time. Oh no. And I'm like, I'm pretty much all this crap that happened, but now it didn't happen. It was sort of
Yeah, but see, the thing is they existed, but they never existed.
something about time travel.
They exist.
Oh no, we're losing Clubby.
They
Oh no,
exist.
Clubby, Clubby,
They,
Clubby.
they were like Earth B.
That's a little commentary on time travel. Sorry, folks. We time traveled right there by accident. I'm sorry, everyone. I picked up some tachyons on my screen, and we went back in time. There, it was a time slip. I didn't know that was going to happen. We're going to have to go back in time to the early days of Saturday Night Star Trek, as we just did, and see if we can timey-wimey this thing back together. That was disturbing. Did you feel that, number one, like the tachyon field that took us back to the past? Holy crap. Supercast just made us go back in the past, all the way back to Deep Space Nine. Oh, that's weird. Was it time? Was it the orb of time that caused that, or what?
It was the orb of time.
Ah,
We are not linear.
we do not exist, but we do
are not
exist.
linear.
We are not linear. We are skinnier, but not linear. Skinnier
We
than
are not linear, which is why we created the orb of
the
time.
orb of time, so we could be unlinear, even though we created the orb of time. We don't get it either. We're just profits or losses.
What
Maybe
is
we're
time?
not. What is time?
What is time?
Does anybody really know what time it is? Whoa, does anybody really care? If so, I can't imagine why. Whoa, we've all got time enough to watch Voyager timey-wimey Fury episode. So all I can say about this episode is I can't say anything about this episode because hey, Gwaggar's here. That's what my favorite thing about this episode. Wag's here. This is my favorite episode of all time because it doesn't really exist. It sucks. Go on with your notes because I can't take it anymore. I'll be over here not existing while you read the notes.
Okay, let's do it.
If your notes exist.
What is time?
Time.
Is it linear?
I don't know what
Janeway
linear means.
gives a birthday cake to a Vulcanian and says to him the big 3 digit, indicating that Tuvok is under 100 years of age. We know that Tuvok is around 2 and a bit. He might actually be 2.5. So, as in 250. He's like 225 to 250.
Now
So,
she's got him back at 99 again, right?
yeah, like it's just get out of here. Get lost. Take your shadow and be goneth. Climb into the agony booth. I'll put it on set it and forget it and see you later. Kess, oh God, it's the Stephen King Firestarter Kess. Super cringe. Super cringe.
Does this mean that they forgot that he was in on the Excelsior in the Trek 6 time?
This is what I mean.
Which is like 80 years.
Yeah, I know. Like
oh my God.
It's, yeah, and then and then there's that episode where Harry and Yelly Screamy Crybaby there, Tom Paris, they try and figure out if he's over or under. I think 225 or 250, whatever. Who cares?
Wow.
If they don't care, why should we?
Why should we?
Yeah, it's so obvious that this episode is a ripoff of Stephen King's Firestarter, the book. It 100%. This has horrible plank-like performances. I could take each one of these people, and they are so stiff and wooden that I could row a canoe with them. This is laughably bad acting. Lien has a Klingon in her left nostril. Through most of this episode, especially when they shine a light on her, I just want to hand her a Kleenex and just say, blow your nose. Seriously. And then just when you're done looking, and they show it twice, you get to see her there with her Klingon booger. Then they introduce time travel, so we get to see it again. If you didn't see the Klingons in her nostrils, especially in her left nostril,
I'm happy to say I didn't.
Yeah, just blow your nose, you weirdo. Neelix calls the evil toddler sweeting, and we all have a barfarama.
Sweetie.
Sweeting.
Sweeting.
Then Tom Paris says, "There's no admirals in sight." It's like, look, English is your only language, right? So how do you mess up the subject-verb agreement? There are no admirals in sight. Singular and plural. Learn it. Admirals is plural. So you should say there are no admirals in sight. There is no admirals in sight. What am I watching? What am I watching? Is this supposed to be a science fiction show? Anyway.
English is science fiction to them. So
they're just, stop acting like nincompoops. Basic subject-verb agreement. Neelix is super romantic in this episode, and I puked in my mouth. Kess admits this whole thing. Kess admits the whole thing, and you can go see the script or rewatch the episode, but Kess admits that when she was on Voyager, she was, and I'm going to do it in her voice, I was a child. And so that would mean that she was a child with the Chicken Man, her sweeting. And this weird romantic dinner he has set up for her. And it so makes me want to puke, just like a barfarama, just a puke-tastic barfarama where you just barf on everything because it's sickening. It's super cringe. It's not super Kess. It's super cringe. Also, I think it's hysterical that last week I was bitching, whining, moaning, and complaining about how the entire premise of the episode is based on the fact that the doctor has no client-patient confidentiality. And in this episode, the doctor actually talks extensively with the captain about doctor-patient confidentiality, and it just accentuates the goof from last week. Super cringe. It's an F.
I think you rated it a little high. Personally, I got it an F minus minus minus. Good night, common people. Thank you so
Good
much
night,
for being
common
here.
people.
Captain Infinity, if you have not watched this episode, buddy, all I can say is don't, because it'll time travel. It's the worst abuse of time travel you've seen on probably any Trek, or it's one of the worst. It's just horrible. Every law in the book, it exists, but it doesn't. So, yeah, I give it a F minus and minuses. And now, everyone, if you would like to come forward with any words you'd like to say about this episode, I'll just say that. I was about to say something else. I was about to really just, say something about this episode, but then somebody interjected and said, well, let's do it anyway.
Crap.
Yeah, I was about to find this episode that somebody said,
don't you cuss on this here radio.
So I won't. All right. So,
where is Zathras?
I don't know. We need
I
Zathras.
miss him.
Anyway, here we go.
The word is given.
And while we are, number one is starring those. I shall bring us some Max Redstone entertainment. Oh, let's see. Where are we? Okay. Gotcha. All right. Oh, wrong one. Huh.
What's the matter, boss?
Trying to find it. What
are you looking for, darling?
Max's limericks. Max, both of the ones you sent me, buddy, are Live Fast and Prosper and Muse. I don't have Fury.
Oh, no.
But that's cool. Not a biggie.
Oh, no.
Not
Oh,
a problem.
no.
Yes, no biggie. I see.
I never forget a face.
Oh, what? I see you sent two of them, but they were both the same. That's what it is.
Okay, Max is panicking. He's just saying, wait.
Don't panic. No problem, dude.
Scramble.
But yeah, well, I'll tell you what, while I'm waiting for that, I'll go ahead and read Michael Beacom's review. How about that?
Yeah, do Michael.
Michael Beacom of Fury says F. Of course, he says F. I knew this was going to suck the instant I saw an aged Kess in a shuttle trying to board the Voyager. Then, of freaking course, time travel is evoked and Kess goes back to the past to destroy Voyager. I noted that Neelix was among those she wanted condemned to death, so she has not entirely lost her sanity, just mostly. If she killed him, that would have been my favorite episode. I guess Jennifer Lean did not find the opportunity she had expected when she sensibly left Voyager. It is sad to see her back. Sad to see her back like this. Worse, that they are trashing her character in what feels like punishment to her for disloyalty. Did she leave? I thought they got rid of her. I don't know. Anyway, yet again, Roddenberry's vision is thrown under the bus instead of evolving and developing Kess's life. It is a disappointment, reflecting how the showrunners really feel about life. Yeah, good point. There is an underlying cynicism that they're passing on. Cynicism that their passed on happy ending cannot. Pasted on. I can't see. Let me put my happy ending cannot disguise. Seeing this one made me sad rather than angry, like many others do. Sorry about that, everybody. Can't see. There we go, Max. You're cool, Max. Thank you so much. We're good. All right. There we go. Sorry, there you go. Fury by the great Max Redstone. He says, Cass, bang, bang. She grew like a weed. No, she is back. Will we all bleed? To avoid this time trap and cut down on the crap, I had to watch this at 8 times the speed. Greatness. Very, very nicely done. Thank you, Maxie. You rock, brother. And we'll go. By the way, our big, our extraordinary Voyager fan, Katie, gave it a solid F. Remember that, folks? You can see that often. The great Max Redstone said, grade FYRB. F you, Rick. Rick Bourbon.
Mr. Blanket.
Max, I tell you what, would you feel better if I sent you some pizza rolls? I'm putting them in an envelope right now. He said, Mr. Berman, what you and Brian Braga wrote is one of the most insanely idiotic TV episodes I have ever watched.
I know, right?
Worse than my son. Let's see, what happened to her face? Let's see, find your other ones, Max. I figured you want Mr. Plinkett to read them. At no point is this rambling, incoherent dumpster fire were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this stream is now for having watched it. I'll award you no point, and may God have mercy on your soul. But I'll send you some pizza rolls anyway. I'm sorry, Max. You brought Mr. Plinkett into this, man. Thank you, Maxie. Oh, Max is the best. Raymond Feliciano says F. Cue the club money just for you, Raymond. You got it. Let's see.
Crap.
Thank you, Raymond Feliciano. JT Kirk says F. Man, I hate this one. In the year 2000 plus 24, we can see unintended dramatic irony. I think the actress of Cass is an old criminal. Oh yeah, that's true. Wow. Just like the character she portrays on TV. Let's see.
I was a child.
Yeah. Yes. A warp core ex machina. Wow. I touched the gas tank on the Claboni and can confirm I could not travel back in time and get this episode unmade. I exclaimed, oh, let me find it. I exclaimed when it was all over. And then I thought about this.
Crap.
You know, by the way, we never really stopped to think about for a second or talk about much. She doesn't just travel back in time by doing a slingshot around the sun in the Star Trek way, or using a TARDIS, or a Guardian of Forever, or a DeLorean, or H.G. Wells' machine. She touches the freaking warp core. Why does touching the warp core allow you to travel back in time? Oh,
Gave
wait a
her
minute.
more power.
I figured out. Well, I forgot why. You know why, right? Because she is
Cass. Super Cass.
My God, this episode is
Now, I would just like to say to all of the people who were really mad at me when I was calling her Toddler Cass, I just want you to look at this script and rewatch this episode. I was a child.
It was written by. Well, go ahead.
Remember that she left the show as an omnipotent being. She does not need the warp core. Remember when she could split atoms and even said that there was there was something beyond the atomic level? Yeah, Yeah. Do you remember when you were really mad at me? Those couple of people out there?
Yes, sir. What a great episode.
I love you, enigmatic drop air.
Let's see here. Dave J. Sound says F. Supercast breakfast cereal. Now with furious anger. Get it now while stocks last. At a pharmacy near you. If they are out, you can always go back in time. Thank you, Dave G. Well said, sir. Wes Cagle says.
Simply see does spell child. I was a child.
A child. Wes Cagle says A plus 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 plus. Just because they managed to give us some Kess again makes all the pain worthwhile. Super Kess. I like Wes too much not to do it for him. So
Kess, Super Kess.
Just kidding. Also sending messages through time. Dave McMahon, crap F minus. No, wait, Z minus. Yeah. Terrible garbage.
Super Kess is super cringe.
Indeediousness. Enigmatic Drop Bear says F. Great. The ridiculous combination of malevolent, resentful supercast in a nonsensical time travel story. That's a hard pass for me. Indeediousness. Let's see. Usually nostalgia ensues when a character returns to the show, e.g., Yesterday's Enterprise, Relics, Sarek. The list goes on. Given that well-worn path, how did this ever see the light of day? Is this what happens when an orphaned 5-year-old gets superpowers? I guess. You get a guilt trip-ridden juvenile manifesting irrational blame against those they ran away from. Yeah. This is one of Voyager's worst episodes, and that's some achievement, given the plethora of rubbish occupying the bottom of the barrel. Thank you so much, ED. You are correct, sir. Well done, as always.
Wes Cagle says, well, there is something beyond the atomic level, the subatomic level, and then there's quarks. Yeah, I'm not an expert in that area. I just remember that a lot of people were like, what the hell? Like, what the HE double hockey sticks is going on around here? Because she keeps going to a deeper and deeper and tinier measurement of reality. And Tuvok says something to her like, what do you mean there's nothing beyond that? And she's like, yes, there is. So I like making fun of that. Good night, Penny. Are you leaving? Yes. Penny's leaving. She says, food prep for tomorrow.
Good night,
I'll be
Penny.
doing the cooking. Good night, y'all. Way past my bedtime. Sleep sweet, beautiful lady. Thank you for joining us.
Indeed. Have a good one. Good to see you, Penny, by the way. Here we go. Shooter says F. Super Kess returns. What the hell is this time travel and blaming someone for your own regretted decisions BS? Stupid way to bring Kess back and insulting to the viewer. And Max, I think Max said something earlier about how they said even Jennifer Lane regretted this stupid episode.
Well, and I mean, she's got that giant bug in her nose. It's like there's Klingons up my nostril now, nostril now, nostril now. There's Klingons up my nostril now. Sorry.
Scrape them off, Jim. RRTN says Fury review. Neat idea, but executed with all the skill of a rebargled 8-year-old. The effects for Kess's powers were embarrassingly cheap, kind of like the acting. F for F's sake. Stop. Lisa says F. Replicating Kathy making a cake. Nah, she burns pot roast and replicated ones at that, right? Rocky Horror was way better with the time warp. Great song. Again, than this Garbaggio. Agreed. Kess caught up to Voyager. Awesome. That Kess seemed to hate Neelix. Yeah, it is awesome that she hated him, but dude, she's like everyone else. The great Eric K says F. That is. I do not want to think about this one anymore. Can't say I blame you, buddy. Simply Steve says F for flush it. Flush it. Alt title: The Kess Returneth. Angry Kess, who'da thunk it? Yeah, who'da thunk it? You wouldn't like Kess when she's happy either. Neelix gets chicken man bumps and continues to pine for her, even if she's a granny. Yeah. Scuba Pete says F. The plot that was or Kess strated was nauseating. Agreed, sir. Bubba Doom says F minus. I think he means this episode is a crotch infection. Wow. The only episode that's worse I can think of is He Who Is Without Sin. I'm drawing a blank on that one, but I'm sure it was bad. Why? This episode didn't do anything except make Kess look worse. Good point. It made Neelix look worse. Well, but that's a feat. Wow, that's an accomplishment. Who thought that was possible? Yeah. I guess his lack of emotion was because she's too old for him now. Whoa. I hear you. Janeway and the Rat didn't tell anyone else about this. Janeway and the Rat didn't tell anyone else about this? Yeah. Stupid. To hell with the Claboni, unleash the wood chipper. Thank you. Did you notice? Well, see what. By the way, number one, did you notice something about all these reviews?
What?
I think this is a record. Every single one was an F or lower.
Wow.
We've never had that. Never.
That's true. There are some folks who say this is the worst episode in the history of Star Trek. But Gwagnar was just making sure that I was protected in case anyone got really angry with me about Klingons up Kess's nose. So he provided a screen grab, and I was wondering if you could please show it.
Certainly. Here we go, everybody. Oh, ad. Oh, okay. It's some blocking. I'm sorry. Hang on.
Legit funny.
Wow. That's disturbing.
Like, why didn't they at least catch it? Do you know what I mean? Like, come here, Kess. Let me wipe your nose for you.
Well, West, I meant F or lower. Remember, I did say or lower. So I think I said. Anyway, so yes, I get, like, for example, F minus is lower. So.
Oh my God. I have to put this on the screen. Wait.
Want it again? What's happening? Like,
oh my God,
like,
see, you broke me. I have to press mute.
Yikes. Well, I think this is the last time we see Kess. Why not one more tribute to our beloved character?
God.
How about one more tribute to our beloved character of Kess, and we all love?
Kess. Super Kess.
Oh, my goodness. This sucks. Oh, are we ready for our final episode of the evening?
Oh, God. Oh, so funny. Lisa's trying to kill me. I just got tears rolling down my cheeks. I've never heard that saying before.
But by the way, Max, if you're listening, I got your video, and I will play it soon after we get done with this next episode. So, are we ready for the next one?
Lisa, I love you.
You guys rock.
I'm
You
ready
okay?
now.
All right, our final episode of the evening, my friends, and I'm gonna go take me some medicine while you get this started. It is, of course, Lifeline.
Okay. Oh, God,
I'll be right back.
I have to get myself together here, Lisa.
Now, you got plenty of time. First of all, let's thank Eric first. Thank you, Eric, for the super chat. He says, "Why not ask Super Kess for a super boost again?" Yes. Oh, and thank you, Sean.
Just got one from Sean Carter.
Thank you, Sean Carter. Says, looks like Looks like Cass was getting ready to burger off. Oh my God. I want to stop. I mean, look, I sat through the worst garbage ever in that Doctor Who episode that just aired, the new one with the space baby. So now I don't want to hear anything about boogers again.
Oh
Because that was
God.
horrible. It was horrible.
No, like
Disney
I'm
Who.
never gonna forget Bat in the Cave. Bat in the Cave.
Michael
Oh,
Beacom, what's up, buddy?
good evening, Michael and Cassandra Beacom.
I did read Michael Beacom's review of that one, didn't I?
I believe you did. I believe his was first, as
Yes,
Max was
yes.
trying to emergency send
it was.
the limericks.
It was. There we go. So while I go get my meds, you can start.
Yes, as long as Lisa doesn't slay me.
Don't
Okay.
make her laugh, Lisa. Behave. I'll be right back.
That'll be enough out of you, Lisa. Bat in the Cave. Bat in the Cave. Lifeline is season 6, episode 24. Lisa. Production code 243. You're making it worse. Wait for the boss to come back. This first aired on May 10th in the year 2000. And who's gonna do it? Like, this is why I need clubs. Okay, I'm gonna read the feature 130. Hooby Dooby, hello. Let's read the fecal finger paintings on Wikipedia and see what they have to say about Lifeline. Oh God, it's a long one. Voyager receives a message from Starfleet Command via the improved subspace radio amplifiers, stating they believe that they have found a way to bring Voyager back to the Alpha Quadrant within 5 to 6 years instead of the decades they had before them. Elated, the crew send back data regarding their journey to date. In Starfleet's reply, they learned that Louis Zimmerman, the creator of the Doctor's emergency medical hologram program, is dying, and no Starfleet medical personnel can determine the reason. The Doctor expresses that because of his experience in the Delta Quadrant, he may have more insight to Zimmerman's condition and asks to have his program transferred via subspace to help. After eliminating several of his extraneous subroutines to reduce the program size, the Doctor is sent to a space station orbiting near Jupiter. I'm really trying to hold it together here. Lisa gave me the giggles. The station has been Zimmerman's home for the last 4 years, where he spent much time researching hologram technology, and the entire facility is enabled to allow the Doctor and Zimmerman's holographic female servant, Haley, free reign. Wow, this is really terrible writing. The Doctor meets with Reginald Broccoli, who has been assigned to help Zimmerman before meeting his creator in person. I'm going to stop reading because Ooby Dooby got here past the tequila and you received a gift.
Hey there, Ooby Dooby. Good to see you. JT Kirk, thank you, buddy. He says, Kess has long been the boogeyman of the show. Yes. I guess so.
Okay, I'm just going to switch to the second last paragraph because it's just ridiculous. It's way too long. With Zimmerman's health declining, Barclay is able to gain the help of Deanna Troi to help counsel the situation between the two. No, I'm not going to read this anymore. It's just too dumb. This person, I don't know what the hell this is, but no. Last paragraph. Zimmerman finally is Zimmerman finally is able to get past his wounded pride. Nope, I'm not reading any more of this. So, Colby, tell me, what did you think of Lifeline?
I love it because I'm a sucker for seeing Barclay, even if it's a little bit. Plus, again, it's not really super. I guess there's science fiction elements to it, obviously, of course, but this is a character episode, but it's great characters because it's Robert Picardo and his Louis Zimmerman. The banter between them and the scenes between them are just pure gold. A lot of fun, and yeah, I'm a sucker for this one. It's just, again, it's nothing special, it's nothing fantastic or way out there, but it has a lot of heart to it. And I don't know how, but it has really great character dialogue in it, which is saying something for a show like this. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Like a
I
lot.
thought it was really good too.
So notes.
Yes.
Good night, Chris
Are
Persia. By
you
the way.
leaving? I'm sending my love to you and a smooch for your cheek, Chris Persia.
Good
Please
night,
tell your
buddy.
father that I said hello. Bye, honey. Thanks for everything today, Chris. Um,
Absolutely.
I wrote in my notes broccoli with yelling all caps
Yay.
and an exclamation point. Picardo and Schultz, brilliant. The EMH Zimmerman is the father of modern holography. The doctor says this, and this is not true. You will also see this written on in Wikipedia and in the river of fetid shite
Look
known
who's here.
as Memory Alpha.
Look who's here.
Marty with a C.
Hey, buddy. What's up, dude?
Zimmerman is not the
Yeah,
father of modern
he
holography.
didn't invent it. No. Yeah.
No, he did not. So it's not true. So, anyways, just so that people don't get like mad and say, "Who does this bitch think she is?" Louis Zimmerman was born in 2320, and then he developed the EMH. But
Right.
his service record with Starfleet is listed as him coming into service in 2377. Now, what's really important, and all of you who have been with us for the long haul know what I'm about to bring up, because of you just know that this is something that I care a lot about. The holodeck first appeared in TIS in The Practical Joker on September 21st, 1974. This is significant. The in-universe date would be 2270. So that would be 50 years before Zimmerman was even born. But what's more important is that's when Gene Roddenberry met Gene Goldoff, because he met him in 1973. And that's where he came up with the idea of the holodeck. And at that time he called it the rec room, because Gene Roddenberry just imagined, after going in and seeing Goldoff's place, that's the way people would approach the rec room. Anyway, so that is a whole bunch of hooey. So if you see that in these different Star Trek boards and these people saying it, do not listen to them. Those are people who have watched Voyager and Voyager only. They don't know what they're talking about. Louis Zimmerman is not the father of holography. He did not invent holography. We have had holography since 2270. So that's a bunch of shite, which is why I always tell you, don't listen to anything you read on Wikipedia. And for goodness sake, don't listen to anything you read on Memory Alpha. It is so polluted by the filth people that it is a river of poo with floating poopy baby diapers in it. Do you know what I mean? The really greasy baby diapers, like if you gave a baby chili. Okay, so the crux of this episode is the power of ego. I find that kind of an unpleasant story driver, but Picardo and Schultz are so strong that you get over it. Counselor Cameltoe, I don't know why she follows Schultz around. I mean, I guess it's okay that she's here. She's not my favorite. There is a great moment of fun in this episode where we get to explore how the Doctor really could exploit his abilities with holographic technology. I absolutely love the massage scene. I think it's just so fun and so cute. I didn't really like the fact that Zimmerman was waxing philosophical, talking about how unpopular he was. He was extremely popular in DS9 when we first meet him, when he's trying to get all of the information from all of the Starfleet's best doctors to create this EMH program, right? And if you remember, not only does he try for Lita, and he almost gets Lita, and Rom has to fight to get Lita back. But remember when he's disembarking, that super hot chick links arms with him, and you know that they're going to go and bump uglies. So, I mean, he seems popular enough to me. I mean, in the real world, look at him. He couldn't get Lita, and he certainly couldn't get that alien lady who is like swooning over him in DS9. So I wouldn't exactly call that unpopular. Anyway, it has some flaws. It is good fun though, and I gave it a B-.
Yeah, well, I found it so amazingly entertaining, just all that back and forth stuff like that. So I give it an A. I loved it. So now, my friends, let's see here. Let me give the word. If you have any words or ratings to say about Lifeline. By the way, I love the lizard. I don't know why. One of the funniest scenes in that was when Troy called them jerks and lizard jerks. I don't know why. Sometimes it's the little things in life. All right, everybody.
The word is given.
Come forward with any ratings or words you may have about the word about the episode Lifeline. While you're doing that, I will bring us some Max Redstone entertainments. As soon as I can find it.
While you're looking for it, Max Redstone has a request. Rum.
Love it. Hey, Lasher. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yes, I hope you're doing well. And again, shout out to the great Mark D with a C, who couldn't stay with us because he's got he's out on the road. But congratulations to his son for graduating. Appreciate you, buddy. We miss you always. We'll see you when you get back. Let's see. All right. Lifeline by the great Max Redstone. He says, "Oh, Dr. Zimmerman, what is the deal? Do you have the phage? Will your skin peel? All the info you could cram into a hologram. And after all that, physician, heal thyself." Nice. Well done, sir. Thank you so much, Max, as always. And we have a Max Redstone treat after we get through with our reviews here. So let's see. All right. So our first review is, of course, Shooter says, A doctor-led episode with Barkley and a pseudo father-son conflict between an AI and its creator. Seems like there are still some diamonds to find in this rough. Agreed, Shooter. Agreed. A lot of fun. Just their banters. A little bit thinking about it. Think about the performance of Picardo. He was having a banter with himself as an actor. He was playing both roles, and he did a marvelous job of editing that and putting that together, acting off of himself, basically, against himself and whatever, which was extraordinary. We didn't get a lot of Barkley in this one, but it was still fun. Always great to see Dwight Schultz. And any episode that can make you not mind having to see Kelso Yamato, which is pretty good. Kidding, of course. Well, not really. Wes Cagle.
Are you?
Wes Cagle says, I was going to give this episode an A because we got more broccoli. But then they had to throw in Counselor Camelto instead. We have another Voyager F. Whoa. You are such a tough crowd there, West. All right, let's see here. JT Kirk. 3.5 Cameltos out of 5. I love Broccoli and Picardo getting the chance to team up. Picardo does such a great job playing two of the same character. I will never get over the stupidity of the writing room.
True that.
And the inability to hit Control C, then Control
copy,
V,
and then Control
copy
paste.
V, and make as many copies of the doc as are needed. F for Sirtis performance and this obvious technical failing. Wowzer.
Gotcha. JT Kirk, he is Kirok.
Oh, JT Kirk has an addendum. He says, if I were Starfleet or Bangway, I would have sent the Mark IV Doctor. For Starfleet or Bangway. Oh, okay, so it's Mark IV Doctor. The loss of a surgeon and the wild instability of MK1 means it's a dereliction of duty to send this MK1 back. Mark Wade.
He said duty.
Duty. He said duty. I'm trying to give the benefit of that, but I say meant duty. Lasher. Hey, Lasher says, A. Robert Ricardo, Dwight Schultz. Who could ask for more? I love the way they use the holotech too. Yes, right there with you there, Lasher, excuse me, and it's good to see you. Hope you are doing well, my friend. RRTNZ says, Lifeline. Let's see. Remember when Data met Dr. Sung? Yes, I do. He was a grumpy arsehole too. The performance of Picardo chewing the scenery, Schultz and Sirtis make it watchable. B, for a bit contrived but decent. Thank you. You're a tough room, RR, but I like it.
Respectable review.
Thank you. Yeah.
There you are, Eric. I love you, sweetheart.
The great Derek K says, B+. A good fun episode. Why was Tom taking over the sick bay? Use a duplicate program or something. Yeah, they should have a. You're right. They should have one. Counselor Kamato was not that annoying. It was not. Yeah, good to get away from Voyager and have fun. Yeah, it was good to get away from there.
Good to get away from Voyager.
Nice getaway episode. Let's see.
Yeah.
Wow. Not as many.
Love Eric.
Love it, but it's a Bubba Doom 1 says A. It was a Trek. It was a Trek episode. It was also a father-son episode. The actors at Chef's Kiss, even Troy. I'd also like to point out the attention to detail they gave to it. Did anyone else notice? The doctor was just a little taller than Zimmerman. Yeah, I thought it was a nice touch and something I think he'd do. Yes,
make he would, himself just a little bit taller.
Yeah, he would. No more. Wow, no more, folks. Nobody else.
That is it.
Anyone else have more reviews? We'll wait for a second. Going once. Going twice. Going thrice. Okay, going force. Okay.
No.
Edie's got one.
Here.
Hey,
Enigmatic Drop Bear, the erudite bear, is prepping one right now.
No hurry. No hurry. I just want to make you know, we got out in front of it a little bit. That's all. Lisa says B+. Great episode compared to the last few gems or bats this week. The list of programs being dumped, so Doctor could travel was fun, and the pregnant pause on the Doctor's 6-week program subroutine was very fun. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Lisa. Absolutely. I'm with you. I enjoyed it. Max said, no, great. After the first 3 episodes, my brain power bottomed out. I stand under, buddy.
That's okay.
I stand it under it, buddy. Got a super chat from Bubba Doom. Thank you so much,
Bubba Doom.
Thank you, buddy. He says, as an addendum to my review, I'm firmly in the Dr. Pulaski camp concerning AI. Life forms. Yet I loved the episode. I can't say I disagree with you on that.
Life forms.
You beautiful precious little life forms. Pretty little life forms. Where are you? I love that scene. Crap movie, but that was a good scene.
I know.
ED Enigmatic Drop Bear says D. Oh my, wow. This episode postulates the ridiculous notion that the image is just data that can be copied. As such, his presence in the Alpha Quadrant and Voyager's sickbay should not be mutually exclusive. The anthropomorphizing of the image here is bizarre,
word, isn't it?
Yeah, but I should know it because I've seen it many times.
I regularly use that word, but still, it's a tongue twister when you have to say it.
Well, yes, I'm usually used to seeing it as anthropomorphic, but the anthropomorphizing I don't see as much. But yes, and plus I'm uneducated, so that's another problem.
No, that's not
of the
true.
image. No, it's a statement of fact. I mean, I'm not trying to saying it anyway. This is I'm not proud. I'm very proud of being stupid. Well, I mean, you know,
That's it. Somebody
See,
Rover the Captain, and Parker Luck's here.
Parker, look, what's up? Well, remember,
Somebody Rover the Captain.
well, of course I would say something stupid like that because I'm stupid. But anyway, I'm just having fun.
Shin kicks.
Anthropomorphizing of the EMH here is bizarre. It attempts to draw an equivalence with the EMH's plight as a bunch of degrading files with Zimmerman's terminal condition. Where are we at? Verse 3. Okay. I also don't buy that Voyager's technological advancements would exceed the might and resources of the Federation's. Haley gave me vibes of Rachel from Blade Runner, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I loved her. Okay.
I did like her too.
She was something.
And the Fly. I thought the Fly was really interesting.
Bubba, oh yeah, the Fly. I like the Fly too. Club, I don't know what's worse, you singing life forms or me getting the joke. Me singing is always worse, buddy. Trust me.
I just read this scientific paper about how wasps, they have some pretty compelling evidence that wasps have facial recognition.
You mean
so
what?
like they recognize faces.
Wasps? You mean like white Anglo-Saxon Protestants? Oh.
no, like flying like
the other
like
kinds.
wasps. Anyways,
the buzzy kind. Gotcha.
The buzzy kind, the stingy, bitey, yucky
the stingy,
kind.
bitey, buzzy kind. Yes.
Yeah. So it's just it's intriguing to me, this idea that you could pack all of this information into a fly. It's just, why did they choose a fly though? You know, like it would have been so much better if they would have picked something that wasn't born in shit and didn't like have its eggs and shit.
Hey,
and
this
then
is
it
the
eats
24th century. We don't know that they still do that.
Just
sorry,
for
Max.
like a dragonfly or something cool. Anyway,
I'm sorry I took your joke, Max. Are we done with this episode, by the way?
I think so, boss.
Because I have a treat for everyone here.
What
Max
do you
Redstone,
have?
a Max Redstone treat. Well, Max made us a song.
Ooh.
The Clobbering Times song. Here we go. Let's see. If we ever get in trouble with it, who cares? If we get in trouble for it, so be it.
Buying merch until you're broke. Star Trek had not gone woke. You could still tell offensive jokes. Clobbering Times.
There was nothing to disrupt. Captain Scrooge and shot things up. Mister, we could use a gal like Major Barrett right now.
The Rebel Alliance begins with you. In your heart, you know it's true. So won't you enjoy this issue? Clobbering Times.
The remainder of the composition was automatically erased by the YouTube algorithm.
Thank you, Max. Nice.
That's so much fun.
The great Max Redstone, everybody.
Yay!
Yes. Well done, sir. We have a Clobbering Times song there. I think the other night we were talking. I don't know. We were talking about. I don't know how we got the songs, but I think I just burst out into something to do with a take on the All in the Family theme, but with Clobbering Times. But it's, so I didn't actually sing like Carol O'Connor. Girls with girls and men were men. Me so we could use a man like Captain Kirk again. We didn't do that. But yes, that was the idea, and Max ran with it. Thank you, Max. You rock, brother. The great music meister of Clobbering Times. But I have a question.
Awesome sauce.
That was my only question for Max, though, is
what? Can it core a apple? Certainly it can core a apple.
Core a apple? So. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Michael Bigham, welcome. You are extraordinary, Max. We love it, buddy. Thank you.
Max. That was
so
outstanding.
Yes, sir. We really appreciate it, man. Well, we got through 4 more, folks. All I can tell you is that I don't know if it gets any better or not, but next week it's better just because we only have 2 episodes. It's the season finale. 2 more episodes to go for season 6. It is the haunting of deck 12, not deck 12. And you're the Matrix Zero, and then we'll all sit down on pizza rolls.
Enigmatic Drop there has a question for you, boss.
Yes, sir. Question: how did the EMH exist in Zimmerman's lab without his hollow emitter? Surely they couldn't send that as data. I don't know, but in that same room he had the fly thing, and he had the holographic lizard and the girl. He had the lady, what's her name? Haley, who had free movement around the station, and she was a hologram.
Mm-hmm. And it's because he had outfitted his quarters and perhaps the whole deck. I forget how they describe it in the episode, but the entire area has been outfitted with holographic technology and hollow emitters, not mobile, but all over the area, because basically they allude to the fact that he's in love with Haley, and when there was something wrong with her, like he had a meltdown. So he really loves her, and so she lives with him full time.
That would be my guess. Yeah. Don't know, but I think so. Yeah. So I mean, I would have that kind of hollow. It's not like he lives on a holodeck, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I think I can enjoy. And that's why he never leaves Jupiter Station.
Mm-hmm.
See, now, well, what was always weird about that episode for me was, I guess because I think I saw the episode of Deep Space Nine he was on, before I saw this one, maybe. Because I didn't watch this one on its original run, right? And he says like he hadn't left it for over 4 years. He had not left Jupiter Station. Were there that many years between that episode of Deep Space Nine they was on and that? Was that over
I don't
4
know.
years?
I would need to look it up. But the thing is that they've screwed up they have already screwed this character up anyway, because let's do some math. So according to StarTrek.com, not any of the user-generated shite, but actual Star Trek, Louis Zimmerman was born in 2320, but he didn't come into service in Starfleet until 2377. So his numbers are already screwed, right?
Yeah, he's old. Yeah.
Yeah. Who would wait 57 years? Who would wait 57 years to join Starfleet?
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you, Michael. And
we are not linear.
Time is not linear. Timey-wimey. Yeah, well, it's better than the way they butcher time travel. Well, that is pretty bad. That was one of the worst. And they had a lot of crap. They've had some crappy time travel stuff on other treks before. That's got, I don't know, man. I don't know. There are a few good ones, but for the most part, so many of them are really annoying. It'd be tough. It'd be almost interesting to pick the worst uses of time travel in all of the different real treks.
Mm-hmm.
This might take the cake, or it's got to be somewhere up in there.
Where are you?
Unimatrix Zero, some Borg virus. Again, I don't know. I don't remember it that much. I just know it's Borg, so I'm going to have some trouble staying awake.
Yeah, right. Shooter, like we would expect that from a Vulcanian, right? Especially if he's gone and decided to do the Kolinar, and especially if he didn't just study on Vulcan, if he wanted to go and study in Starfleet instead of just being a part of the exchange program. So yeah, we would be expecting something like that from a Vulcanian, but it doesn't make any sense for Zimmerman, right? So, anyways.
No, it doesn't. Not at
Yeah, like no human being would wait around 57 years to join Starfleet. I also think it's absolutely bizarre that they say that he invented holography and he's the father of holography when it existed 50 years before he was even born. Huh?
Yeah.
But this is why Shooter, Eric, Enigmatic Drop Air, like all the people who are hardcore science fiction people, Michael Beacom, like the people who are really like true science fiction people. This is why they get annoyed with the show. It's because it's just like you believe one thing and it helps you to form the pretend universe in your mind. And then they do something to hopelessly blow that beautiful like world that you have inside of your mind because they change all the rules. And you see that a lot in the modern filth too. They don't seem to understand that this is not real. So the rules that you follow and the things that you tell the reader or the viewer inside of the story make up that universe. If you don't follow your own rules in your made up universe, your made up universe comes apart and no one is a part of it anymore. They don't believe in it anymore. They get annoyed by it and it takes them out of the story. So, don't shit the bed. Do your homework.
Even though they have, like people have said, rightly so, that there have been a lot of times where they've contradicted themselves, even in the original series and stuff. They did used to have an actual department at Paramount for Star Trek archivists. They had one. I forget Eddie Egan was one. There was one before him, I believe. There was guys at Roddenberry and they had doing that. And that's why you had books like the Star Trek Encyclopedia, which I have, and other things like that. That doesn't mean they had. I mean, look, Roddenberry contradicted himself once when he just decided to jump it from from 200 years to 300 years to the future, like for the motion picture all of a sudden. So it happens. All writers probably do it to themselves sometimes. So nevertheless, they still tried to keep a certain, grip on continuity. But then eventually that just went out the window. I don't even know how. I don't know. They may have even stopped, but they had it. Remember, they had a Star Trek archivist at Paramount in the old days. But that's gone, of course.
And remember when Paula M. Block spoke in both block text, in both cinder blocks, about the fact that not in both cinder blocks. There was another person for the TOS. But remember her saying explicitly that Jerry Taylor was hired for continuity.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, like they are aware that the mechanism. Am I remembering that correctly? You might have to look that up, or we all might have to look that up. But I'm just saying, like, there is an acknowledgement that you have to abide continuity, but it seems like they just don't care about it anymore. And I understand it, like why this happened, because before, when you would watch television, there's no way you could rewatch television. If you watched an episode, nobody would be, unless it went into syndication, no one would be rewatching it. So you didn't have to be entirely perfect each and every time because people would forget what happened the week before. But then we have these decades upon decades where we had documentation and we had VHS and DVDs and all these things, and so they're aware of it. I mean, Voyager's in the thick of that, so you have to mind the continuity. Like I said, otherwise they're tearing the pretend world apart, and all that matters in the pretend world are the rules. So when people debate it on social media, it makes me crazy. Like it really pisses me off, because the pretend world only exists if you abide those rules, because that's what creates the image in a person's mind, is all the beautiful rules you create. And then you're like, oh yeah, that's this and that's this. So if you just throw that all away, well, then the person isn't invested in the story. It's a big FU, and it's such a waste. It's a waste of energy. Anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, and again, they don't respect. I understand how, like, what was like someone said, it was a thing, Shooter saying, why have continuity in your fiction when you can't even have a continuity in your real life? Well, I mean, you can't affect everything in your real life, but when you create a fictional universe, you can at least try to have it, but but I don't know one that hasn't contradicted itself. Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, they all do, but it doesn't make still as a fan, you don't like to see it, and you'd hope they would keep it down to a minimum. Now that's of course way out of the window now, or at the airlock, as someone said, like Simply Steve said. But I guess I remember I wasn't happy when I think they said it was Roddenberry, whoever said that the animated series doesn't count except for the episode Yesteryear. That became Paramount law, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, and to me, I'm like, I think the whole thing should count. But of course, I don't get to say in that. But as a fan, I think the animated series, all of it should count.
Yeah. Well, I understand why he felt that way. That was his playground, and there was
But he's the boss, so he gets to choose.
Yeah, and it's his story, right? And
Right.
so when you're sharing ideas in the format in which he was sharing them, it's okay if he claws some ideas back and says no, like look at jihad, like that's pretty bad. You know what I mean? Like it's just she's just trying to jump Kirk's bones the whole time, like literally propositions him and says like we could just go into this bush and bang. And yet you have people who have never watched TAS, like a saying on social media, oh yeah, it's for children, it's Saturday morning cartoons. And then you produce the letter where you're showing them, no, Gene actually said that Star Trek is not for children and will never be for children ever, ever, ever. And he and Dorothy Fontana actually teamed up on that letter. And then they don't know what to say. They're bewildered. But the thing is that that's what happens when you deal with a single author. A single author has control over the story, and that it's very important that you abide the rules of the pretend universe, just like you would in real life. I mean, if you came to me one day and you said, Raquel, The Man of Steel is my favorite movie, I'm sorry, I would just be like, look, I don't know who you are or what you've done with Clobby, but I don't ever want to talk to you again. So bye.
There's some continuity missing there, isn't it?
There's continuity missing, right? So where is this guy that I know who's the hero?
I don't know. Well, that's why. Well, no, I hear you. Only fans really care about continuity when you think about it. But hey, that's why we're fans. At the time, they said that the animated series was season 4 of TOS. I have publications from the time. They just changed that once more. Trek in the form of Next Gen was approved. Yeah, I remember when they said that. Yeah, it wasn't back, when the show was on, but then later they did it. I think they did it in one of the, I think it was in the Starfleet chronology book, or was it in the encyclopedia? One of them where they said Yesteryear is the only.
I think that might also be in the Skepis. I never know how to say that guy's name. The Shepis or the Skepis book. The one where they received unprecedented access to all the TAS. I have that book.
What's that guy? I'm trying to think. The first something.
Hold
Dennis Arnold, Richard Arnold, I think, was the first of the archivists.
Yeah,
if I remember right. Then some guy named Eddie Egan or something like that. But the fact that they cared enough to have an archivist was something.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, you have to do that once you start building that world out, and one person isn't in charge of it. Gene Roddenberry started Star Trek with a whole bunch of basically what's called like napkin ideas. He would have ideas that he would write out on little pieces of paper and napkins and shove them in a lockbox. And I can't remember if it's 7 or 10 of those stories. That's actually how he sold the idea of Star Trek to the studio. And so you have this one person with this one idea. But when you start bringing other people on, I mean, it's one thing if it's a small story team. You know what I mean? Like that's common to have 1 or 2 people working together on a story, especially for film and things like that. But when you start adding other people, there comes a point as an author where you recognize that you have to rein it in, and you have to be able to allow the story to take shape and to follow the rules. Otherwise, it turns into what happened with Star Trek, where it just came apart. It totally came apart after Gene passed away. It turned into a free-for-all where just hundreds of people were involved with writing the stories, and most of them not only didn't give a shit about Star Trek, but they were really gunning for other jobs in drama. They were really gunning to build their resume out to get into the genres they wanted to write in. And that is very different. People need to realize that is very different from setting out to be a science fiction author. When you're a science fiction author, the first thing you have to be in love with is research. Because if you're going to talk about something, you need to research it. You need to research it to death so that you can bring it to life in your story and people respect the idea you're forwarding. But if you're not a science fiction author, if you're just some drama person and you want a job on One Tree Hill or 90210, you don't give a single shit about Star Trek or the legacy or the fans or continuity or any of that stuff. And that's the real truth here. It's not like, continuity, we just couldn't keep up. No, it's actually that you just hired a whole bunch of people who weren't science fiction authors. And just be honest about it. They didn't care. They don't care.
Nope. Michael Bingham says, facepalm. I forgot it wasn't Next Gen. It was talking about Star Trek, the motion picture, and the continuity from the end of TOS. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I hear you. Thank you. JT Kirk says, let's see. Raquel in Clobber Dimes, after watching Muse and Fury this week alongside The Filth for review on another channel, I couldn't help but think both eps were STD level bad. Wow. Mm-hmm. I fortunately enough, see STD, which is called Star Trek Discovery, but I don't call it. It's STD. Isn't Star Trek? It's filth. I just want to I like to say that as many times as I can, but I hear you. I haven't watched that. I haven't seen any of that in a while, but it's so horribly bad that even though it'll always be more disgusting than even anything bad on Voyager, still that level bad. Yeah, I concur.
For me, I've gotten myself into a lot of trouble on Clobberin Times with some people who consider Voyager their favorite iteration of Star Trek. But I have to say that I agree because I've said it on air multiple times that this was the inception. This was the catalyst. This was the beginning, however you want to characterize it. This was the very beginning of when Star Trek started to turn into filth. But the thing is that there's a very crazy thing that happens right after this. We get Enterprise. And somebody, I forget who it was who was talking in the chat. And somebody was talking about the fact that they were doing a proto. Oh, we lost Clobby. Well, hopefully he'll be back and I'll just keep going. That they had like a proto holodeck. And so that shows that due care and attention. That shows that passion for Star Trek and for making sure that you're telling the stories of Star Trek and that you're worried about what will come before or what came before and what will go after. And so I think that Enterprise is an anomaly. Insofar as I've said it before and I'll say it again, I truly believe with my whole heart that Gene Roddenberry would have loved Enterprise. He would have loved it. He would have thought that the ideas were cool. He would have liked the fact that it would have gone back to when he was in service in the military, when he was in service as a police officer, all these cool ideas. Even the size of the ship, it makes you feel like you're watching an episode of UFO. You're in this tiny little thing that feels like you're on in a submarine. And the beautiful uniforms that make them all look like sailors in the U.S. Navy. It's really cool stuff. But yeah, the Voyager stuff where they were trying to push it into a drama is definitely a mistake. Oh, Clubby's coming back. His computer shut down. So yeah, so I hope that answers your question. And I should probably take this off now. Anybody else got anything they want to talk about? Hey, Real Wade Nation. JT Kirk says, thanks for the response. Your level of feedback interaction with this chat is unmatched. Well, GT Kirk, I love you very much, and thank you for saying that. I've always felt like the chat is the most important part of why you do the podcast. You know, even like in AM radio, what makes the show really great is when you start getting the audience involved and the audience starts saying what they think, right? And so I think that the two-way conversation is really important. And it enhances the ideas. It enhances everything we're doing together, right? Just all this information and all of these ideas. I think it's super fun. It's really weird doing this show without Clobby here. Yeah, go take me away. Bubba says we could address the fact that Tuvix did nothing wrong. That'll be enough out of you, Bubba Doom. And West Kegel, what's going on with you? It was typical Filmation animation, typically 1970s. Yeah, reusing many of the sequences. Yeah, but it is low grade even by 80 standards. Yeah. I kind of like the fact that Gene Roddenberry was in the idea of TAS is that he got to play. He got to play with ideas that there is absolutely no way they could have done in the original series, because there just wasn't a budget for it, and there wasn't the practical effects. Practical effects could not convey some of the ideas that he had. So I think it's really cool that Gene had that opportunity to make the most of it, at least in the beginning, right? RRT says, I love hearing Raquel say outwards. I had to learn to do that when I moved to Canada as a kid and unlearn when I left. No doot about it, eh? Welsh is so much easier, RRT said. And GT Kirk says, I would love to see a counterfeit Neelix and a counterfeit Tupac. You mean Tupac generated counterfeit Tuvix. Oh, okay. That would be funny.
You hear me?
Yes, welcome back. That was weird.
Well, my computer's still shut down. I don't know if it's ever coming back on. But can you hear me okay? I had to find a way to get on my phone, unfortunately.
Oh, well, let's duck out then.
Let's see if I can figure this out for a second. Because I got to get my computer back up. So I'm controlling myself, but if you had any idea how infuriated I am right now.
Oh no, I know you. I can't even imagine how many F words you used.
I didn't have time this time, but I meant to. Let's say something. I'm trying to find a place to plug this up.
JT Kirk says that as the thing, it is time to bang the equipment together. Oh no, we lost Clobby again. Shooter says, I can tolerate continuity errors as long as the story and the writing are worth the discrepancy. Yeah, I can understand that. It's just somebody who's being forgiving, Shooter, and you just want to be forgiving of the author or the authors and giving them, a longer leash to explore their ideas and explore their storytelling. I think that's really nice. I'm just not sure if that really suits Star Trek, because I think it's really important to hold the stories together. But I think that's also just due to the fact that I'm an old fogey who sees TOS as the ultimate, the best, and I really, the older I get, the more I'm thinking that it's TOS, it's TAS, and then it's Enterprise, and then it's TNG, and then it's DS9, and then it's Voyager, if that makes sense.
Yep. Okay, what doesn't make sense is what I'm about to do to this computer. It won't make no sense. But I'm going to do it. And I think it's coming back on.
Oh, good.
Maybe not. I don't know.
JT Kirk, I am also really excited for Enterprise, because all the mistakes that they make, because this iteration of Star Trek is so enriched with ideas instead of characterizations, that just the ideas are so much fun that even when they make horrible mistakes, you just push it all aside. It's like watching Tales of Tomorrow, or like watching The Twilight Zone. Sometimes when things don't match up, or mistakes are made due to budget or time constraints, like, you know, it has to be super taut, you just set all of that aside because you're just so enamored, so thrilled with the story ideas that are being shared. So I am super pumped for Enterprise as well. Raquel, did you ever get to visit any of the United States at all during the time of Star Trek that you guys have reviewed at all? No, I didn't. And when they had the big Star Trek exhibit in Vegas, I owned a bar, and that bar brought a whole bunch of people to the World Amateur Pool that's held it's the VNE playoffs for the World Amateur Championships in Las Vegas. So I actually didn't even, because we were organizing teams and we were there for professional reasons, I didn't even get to go to Quark's bar. I didn't get to see any of the cool stuff. So I just love America. I would love to go to America and just and not be there on business, like be able to go and hang out with Clubby and go to a few of these estate sales and a few of these used bookstores, and it'd be very cool.
We're not far now.
Okay, good. I'm trying to kill as much time as possible. West.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
West has just put out his list, and so I'm going to put it up on the marquee. He says TOS, TNG, DS9, TAS, and VOY. Okay. And he gave VOY 1346. So yeah, I think I am TOS, TAS, and TNG, DS9, Voyager. That's where I'm at right now. Yeah, America is wunderbar.
I lost my glasses too. I can't see anything.
Oh no, Club.
Must have threw them somewhere.
Well, you were a little mad.
I didn't throw them, but I can't find them either.
Oh, darn.
I'm
well,
talking
don't
about
step on them.
My second glasses, not my glasses. I wear 2 pairs of glasses when I do the show.
Oh, yeah. So you can see the small print.
Yeah, and so I can see the screen. Now it looks like I'm back up. I'm just going to load this thing up again and keep from punching things.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm so sorry about this, everybody.
Well, he's allergic to Retinax, JT Kirk. And JT Kirk puts up his list as TOS, ENT, TNG, TAS, DS9, VOY. I gotcha. That's a good list. I respect that list. I'm pretty sour on TNG right now, just because I am very, very upset with the things that Poopy Stew said, not only about Gene Roddenberry, but his time on TNG and just all the things that were revealed on Twitter before it was X, and all the things that the interviews they gave in Vulture, well, the interviews he gave in Vulture, and just the things they've put out in the media. I'm heartbroken by it. And for me, it just broke my relationship with TNG. The things they said were just totally outrageous. They should not have said any of those things. Ridiculous. Claudia, you still there, baby? Here he comes. Here he comes. The boss is back. The boss is back.
What?
You hear her?
Yeah. You hear me?
Hey, darling.
I'm back twice. What about now?
2 times.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, the other one's still my phone that's somehow connected, I guess. So sorry, everyone. I'll just find something to destroy later.
Okay, well, don't get super upset because you have high blood pressure and I don't want you to get yourself into trouble health-wise.
It's already exploding out of my veins.
I love you, honey. Stay calm. It's okay.
I can't. I'm too pissed off. But
you know what?
I'll ride it out.
We love you and we would wait forever for you.
Thank you. Well, I hated to make you all wait like that, Meg. Especially you. I know you got to get out of here. So
No,
let's
I'm
go ahead.
fine.
Let's go ahead and close it up. No, you're being too
Okay.
nice, but thank you for backing me up on that. And they'd all rather talk to you anyway than me. So let's just be honest.
Get
I know
out of
you
here.
all.
They absolutely
I
adore
know.
you.
I know how you got. They're guys. I know guys. Happen to be one, as far as I know. I happen to identify one as one this week. So there.
We
All
all
right,
love
my
you very
friends.
much.
Well, I love everyone. So Snail Messiah.
Snail
Whoa,
Messiah, the mighty mollusk.
oh my goodness, it's been for a while. I hope you're doing well, sir. Great to see you.
Oh, thank you, JT Kirk. That means a lot to me, sweetheart. You have been such a great friend. Thank you for being a patron. Thank you for your readership. Thank you for your amazing, articulate reviews, for taking the time to even do that, just for being my friend. I enjoy your company immensely, and I feel so great. I just feel so honored and so privileged and so grateful to have a friend like you.
Absolutely, it's good to see you. Yeah. Uncle Beacom says during regular hours, the shooting gallery 4 blocks away is very cathartic. I don't have one. Well, we do have a lot of that kind of stuff around here, but they won't let us bring in our own stuff to shoot. Otherwise, let's DVDs with me. I'm about to go watch one of my favorite things or something. But anyway, I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. Number one, please, any closing words you may have?
Okay, I'll hustle my buns and get this done quickly. First of all, I just want to say hail to the chat. Thank you all so much for coming tonight, and thank you for your beautiful reviews. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come in here and join this conversation, to just dig in and have a great time. It can put you in a vulnerable position walking into a public room and expressing yourself. So I just want to say how much I deeply respect that, and how much I love it. And just how cool I think you are, each and every one of you. So thank you. I enjoyed your company this evening. I want to thank all the wrenches for their hard work tonight. I want to thank Lord Thoth, Larry, Eric K, Chris Persia, Gwagnar, West Kegel, and Lisa. These are Klobby's friends, our friends, who are constantly promoting our channel, my books, all that. Like, these are nice people who just really care about us. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you for promoting Klobby's channel, and thank you for just being great friends to one and all. Just really appreciate you. I also want to send out a special thank you to Scuba Pete, JT Kirk, and Michael Beacom for their support of my book and my stories, but not just that. Just being like these really articulate, really talented people who are writing these incredible reviews where they count, to get people to understand what I'm writing about, and encourage people to dive in and read my stories. Like that's just above and beyond. I love you guys. Thank you. I want to send out some extra love to Philip Story and his family, especially his mother-in-law. If you pray, please say a prayer, but you could be an atheist or an agnostic and just send good feelings. I want to include Enigmatic Drop Bear and his whole family in those wishes, and in that love, and in those prayers. And also Chris Persia's papa. Your love works. And so I just want you guys to know that we're a team here, and that we're thinking of you. Every time I see your name, every time I'm doing show prep, I'm thinking about all of you as individuals, and the impression you've made on me as friends. Even in your anonymous state in the chat room, when you spend 8 hours a week with people for 3 or 4 years, you really get to know someone's true heart and their mind. And I want you to know you matter to me. Okay? I have stories. Excuse me, they're available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. I am somebody who writes episodic classic science fiction, and I could sure use your support. I have patrons. They're amazing people. They backed my second book, which is coming up soon. As soon as I hear back from my editor, I'm very excited to release the second book. I just want to say thank you to these incredible people. They are my corporation. They are my readership. They are my publishers. They are my friends. I want to thank Larry, sweetheart. Thank you for everything you do for me. I want to thank Tony Stark. Thank you for your generosity. I want to thank Sean Carter from Mars, Penny Lane, Shuta, Gwagnar, Dave, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie P, Eric K and his trusty dusty dog Kirby, Enigmatic Drop Bear, Michael and Cassandra Beacon, Mark D with a C. Congratulations, Eric. So proud of you. Anti-Derivative Jill, Maximum Redstone, JT Cook, Dabman and the Dabman Clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, Rob Altus, Tyler, Jeff Wyatt, Rod Thunderheart, my guitar playing buddy Mazarus, and of course, West Kago. Without you, I can't get these stories out because these corporations, they are specifically asking for activism in the story and activists, and I'm neither one of those. So I want you to know how important you are in my life in getting those stories out, and just how grateful I am for your support and your friendship and your readership. Thank you very much, everyone. And last but certainly not least, I just want to say thank you to Clobby for hosting us, for creating this virtual comic book shop, and then coming up with all of these shows like he's some television station, and giving us an opportunity to meet one another, to talk with one another. We're all here because of Clobby. So, Captain, my captain, mon capitaine, how much I love you. I'm sending smooches for your whole face. And on behalf of everyone who is listening and who joined us tonight, thank you for this space. Thank you for Saturday Night Star Trek. And I think that's it for me, everyone.
Thank you. Love you. And thank you all for being here tonight. We'll do some quick show notes and shout outs. We'll get out of here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Lisa. You just saved my bacon. I love you, Lisa. And Bat in the Cave, I'm never going to forget. Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Thank you. Absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to you all. Let's see here. Shout outs, of course. Show notes, of course. No Sunday night gig tomorrow night for the great Mark D with the C, but he'll be back the following week. Let's see. Monday night at 6, I'll be here at CLOBBERIN Times with hosting the great J-Man and I. We're Earth B, Bob Haney presentation, as we always do on the second or the B Monday of the month. The other three, of course, are on his channel with our Legion of Superheroes reviews. So I'll have some Mark C Comics talk, some Wildcard Wednesday night, and then, of course, back to the clubhouse. Mark will be back for that. We'll have a Blake 7 review Star 1. It's the finale of season 2. And then, of course, Kolchak episode review and Star Trek comic review for that. So, and then, of course, Fridays, Fantastic Fridays, and then Nick's channel on Friday nights. And, of course, next week, back to here for our season finale of season 6 on Saturday Night Star Trek. And I want to thank you all for being here. Shout out to our wrenches, of course. Eric K, Chris Persia, D-Bud Martin, Lord Doc, J-Man, Max Redstone, Phantom Outsider, Larry, Maddie Steady, Cal L, and everyone else who was here with us tonight. There's, of course, Mr. Michael Beacom. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Again, by the way, shout out again and congrats again to the great Mark D with the C.
While you're shouting out Michael Beacom, it's important to know that Sean just came in the room. He's behind Michael Beacom, his papa. So I just wanted to wave hello to Sean. So hi, Sean, and hello, Cassandra.
Oh. Hey, Sean, and shout out to Cassandra. Also, Oliver Belamonte popped in while we were talking.
Hey, I love Oliver Belamonte.
Yes, well, we all. So here we got let's see, Bubba Doom 1. Thank you, my friend. FK8C Tim. By the way, to interject, that I want to thank all those who are lurking out there. Appreciate you so much. We love our lurkers, and of course, those watching on a download or a rewatch. Thank you so much. Yes, of course. Me and my monkey. Simply Steve. See you at Earth B, buddy. Sure.
Good night, sweetheart.
JT Kirk.
Yes, K-Rock.
RRTNZ. Stephen Mack.
Yay.
Philip Story.
Good night.
West Kago, buddy.
Good night.
The great enigmatic drop bear.
Erudite Bear.
Scuba Pete.
Love you, Scuba Pete.
Penny. And of course, Leslie. And Leslie. Let's see. All right. Lisa.
Lisa caught me in so much trouble tonight with Bat in the Cave.
Brogu from my old hometown.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Captain Nutfinity and beyond.
Good night, Captain.
Lazarus.
Nice.
King Dolphin TV and Sandra. Both Raven and Sandra. Let's see. Dave G Sound.
Just another body of water.
Neurotonax Amanda Bear.
Good night, Narot.
Classic Comics.
Night, Cece.
Grim.
Night, Grim.
Ray Lucard.
Good night, Ray.
SP4H.
Good night, SP4H.
Keely Chow. Roll it Turd.
Roll Tide.
Sean Carter from Mars.
What a guy.
Zacharat. Common People.
Good night, common people. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm so glad that you're having fun here. And I hope we see you next week. And don't be shy to join us on the Clubhouse.
I think I already left, but yes, absolutely. The
I think he'll
Tetrarch.
probably listen to it afterwards. I think he's on the other side of the pond, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
The Tetrarch.
So apathetic.
The Digga Outlaw.
Good night, Adega.
Ptolemy's Minion and the Pepperoni.
Good night. Can you kiss Simmy for me?
Brian Hepburn.
Good night, Brian.
Rod Thunderheart.
Rod Thunderheart. Love that guy.
Katie.
Katie.
Gwag.
Thanks for the Klingon picture tonight. Who knew Kess had Klingons? Kess, Super Kess. Gwagnar.
Hurt 130.
Doobie doobie.
Lasher. Parker Luck. Snail Messiah. So good to see you again. Huh? The great, the aforementioned Oliver Belamonte. And again, yes, Sean Beacom was here. So thank you all for being here with us tonight. I cannot thank you enough. It's always so great. You're the best. What a great group we have here. Now we're going to run. But before that, I want to say again, we wish you all an extraordinary Mother's Day. To you and all of your wonderful mothers out there. So let's see. Good night, everybody, and trek on and clobber on. And we'll see you next time.
Rob Altus.
Rob? Oh, really?
Rob just walked through the door.
Rob, buddy, good to see you. I hope you're doing well, man. Happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Night,
have a good one. Thanks for being here. Good night, everybody.
It's clobbering time!
Clobber animal!
You have to set an example even in the face of stupidity. Now, everybody that reads comic books knows that Kirby's Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer.
Groovy.
I just love clobbering time.